Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Encounters. Trying to adjust something here. Good evening, everybody. Good to have you with us. And we hope you're going to enjoy tonight's show. Hey, Lori, Jago, George Perez, everybody in here, welcome. And it's 10:49. We're on just a little bit early. Please share and like. Please tap the screen. When you tap the screen, it actually brings up the likes, and no one's tapping the screen. At least it doesn't show anyone tapping here. So welcome to the show. Red one, everybody. We're at 0 taps, 0 likes at the moment. Oh, now it's showing it. So everybody tap, tap, tap away. That means everybody. Share with people that you know would be interested. Don't just share with anybody. Share with people that you feel should be watching the show. Please like the show if you're new. Everybody like. Everybody share. Everybody follow. That's also important. Follow, like, and share. The 3 things. In any category you want to put it. So all our shows are on my YouTube channel. As recommends Spaceship News on YouTube. My show from last night and my show from this morning are on my YouTube channel. And you can watch those shows anytime. There's some great shows. The one this morning was great. We had Sage on. And she had a great story to tell that you'll be able to watch on my YouTube channel. It was amazing. Amazing. Livola, good to see you. Trisha Northstar, good to have you with us. King Leon Judah. Acid Messiah, good evening. You're on a little bit early tonight. I'd rather be on a little bit earlier than really late. So we're glad to be here. And the way the show works, if you're new, this is a real talk show called Encounters. UFO contact. You get the drift? No paranormal discussion here. It's all about the whole galactic cosmic thing. You know, we talk to people that have contacts with space people that have been abducted, people having connections with the Bigfoot, the fairies, the mer people. We talk about disclosure, all these things right here on the show. Hey, Ray True Color, welcome. Good to have you with us. And everybody coming in here, whether you're new or old, it's good to have you with us. Cha-Cha, hello, good to have you with us as well. Lilac 911. Let's see here. My friend Red One says, I would like to be checked for tracking devices by Ashtar Command. So Red One, do you think you have tracking devices in your location? Monica, good to see you. Ray, thank you for the heart. We appreciate it. Diana Bristol, thank you for the share. Everybody tap. Tap away. You know, we want to get up to, wow. We want to get up to 100,000 likes. And we'll get there. We're at 1,000 now. We need to get up to 100,000 likes. So that means everybody tap. And also, I do have a Cash App here. I don't mention it all the time. Oh, we'll have to bring you up here and we'll have to talk about that when I do the interviews tonight. So I do have a Cash App, Venmo, which is part of PayPal. It's called Venmo. It's a PayPal company. So if you decide to Venmo me, that's really good. That really helps with what I'm doing. So you can go to my link for Venmo on my main page when you get a chance, and you can actually do a $5 or $10 donation. That would be great. So Red One says, my mom has been seeing blonde people still. We need to talk about that. Moses, just passing through. You're amazing. Keep doing amazing things. Have a great night. Moses, you too. You too, brother. And we're going to get into some good interviews tonight. I'm pretty certain we're going to have some very interesting people on the show. I don't know ever what's going to happen here. It's always spontaneous. I like it that way. And so that makes for an amazing kind of, recipe, so to speak, for something good to happen. We do have the apple cider going here tonight. Hey, Queen Jade, good to have you with us, sister. Good to have you with us always in upstate New York. Hey, Catherine, good to have you with us as well. Everybody who's out here. I have iced tea. That's good. I actually was drinking iced tea earlier. Hey, sweet tea, good to have you with us. Lisa, Anne, welcome, Annie. Tribal Red Mojave, Apple user. I see a lot of good people coming here. Robert, good evening, Robert. The Flame person, good evening. Hey, Kit Kat, welcome to the show. Johnny's here, and hey, Papa Smurf, good to see you. Madame Sam, hello from North Carolina. Hey, North Carolina. Gia and me, I like that. User 937, hello. We're just getting geared up here. Quintina, hello, good to see you. Lacey, welcome. Everybody come. Sue, Karen Morgan, welcome, Karen. A lot of good people out here. Let me see, I gotta make sure we're getting charged up. My charging thing needs to go on. Here we go. I think this is gonna work. We're at 13%, so I have to charge this phone up so I don't lose my power. And I got everything hooked up here, so I think I'm gonna have to get a new cable. Hey, Light Soul, good to have you with us, Light Soul. Karen Morgan, thank you for the roses. We appreciate it. And we appreciate all the little gifts, all the big gifts that people give us. We really do appreciate you. Karen Morgan, thank you for the Taha hat. See, when they give me a hat, I say Taha, Tahar. I have 9 hats left, so every time we get a hat, if you don't know what that means, Tahar is something from off planet. It's an actual vegetable. It's a plant. So I use the word Tahar when I get that hat. It's just something that has a great meaning. Daniel Starr, good evening. Good to have you with us, Daniel. I had a UFO flew over my house last night. Really? Wow, Gwen, what did the UFO look like? This is interesting. Can you tell us what the UFO looked like? And we've worked with Gwen. If you're not, knowing what we've done, we actually worked with Gwen and stopped the Zeta from interfering with her. So it's interesting to figure out what the spaceship UFO is doing over your house. Interesting. I think we're going to have some interesting things tonight here. Honey McReynolds, welcome. Honey McReynolds. C-Dub, welcome C-Dub. EB Dude. Yes, it was UFO. Looks like the same one in your backyard. Oh, in my background? Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting there, Gwen. We'll have to talk about that at some point tonight. We'll bring you on to talk about that sighting. Interesting. APZ's right. Welcome to the show. Love and light, welcome. Yolanda. I'm trying to acknowledge as many. Kaneta Doriel, USS Guam. Welcome to the show. Shell Bell, good to see you. Elisa Love. Good to see you, Lisa. Bernie, hey, Bernie. It made a loud humming noise. That's interesting. Job poll. I didn't even see your comment until just now, so I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I just didn't see any comment now. And now I see it. So let's not start with see how I'm ignoring your comment, because I'm not ignoring anybody. You got to chill out, man, or whatever. And then when I see it, I will respond to it. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. Hey, Florence, Julie. TikTok, good to see you as well. Let's see who else we got here. Jerry Ponta. I am looking at my screen, so sometimes TikTok filters out names. Let's see here. I was singing last night with my friend on TikTok. It was fun. Oh, good. Okay. Dana, thanks for the roses. Irene, welcome. And let's see. Florida Gal. Hey, Florida Gal. Good to have you with us. Just have to Pitmaster. Let's see. I'm going to invite some people. I have a whole list of folks I need to invite here. And we will invite them because we can. I invite a few people. If I go invite crazy, then TikTok limits me on the inviting thing, so I just invited, I think, 15 people or something like that. It says I did 10. And we're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. We're going to get into a lot of stuff. Hey, cultural commentator. I think Jeff McKennis, good to see you. Sammy, welcome to the show. Jen, Francisco, welcome. Or Francis, Martine, 1981. Hey, cultural commentator. Dina Velez, T2D, Julie. Good to have you all with us here. Laura H, Voice of One. Hey, Voice of One. They made sure you didn't see my comment. Now I see your comment. I think it's John Pohl. Hey, Linda, good evening. Good to see you. So just to let people know, I am the host of this most popular late night spiritual UFO talk show, and I am the host. So I make the decisions on this show. I am the producer of this show. I call the strings on this show. The good thing about me is I'm here to bust the matrix, so nobody can tell me what to do. That's the beautiful part. You see, that's when you're totally cosmically liberated, when you can't be controlled by the 3D world, And I am not controlled by the 3D world. As a matter of fact, I bust the control of the 3D world. And then people know this, who've watched me since I came on TikTok. I've always been this way. In my radio show for 21 years, I bust the matrix on public radio. As long as I keep it good, I don't get into any trouble. You know what I mean? Hey, Karen, good to have you with us. Hey, Lisa. Light Soul, good. Thank you for the share. JD, thank you for coming in here. Devon, and all the people coming in here, welcome. So one of the things, if you're new to my show, hey, Mercury Man up in Vermont, good to see you. One of the things about my show is that we love sharing information about what's really going on, what's going down with the disclosure stuff, with our space family, with this, people from other planets. Hey, Nick Knack, good to see you, Nicole. And let's see. So, we're here to really bust everything up. And, that's what my mission is on media, is to bust people's belief systems. Whether it be religious or politics, I just don't get into that stuff because I'm here to bust all of that out the window. I want people to get into cosmic connections. Forget about who's going to be the prime minister or the queen or whatever. That's meaningless. That's a sidetrack. That's a diversion. You know what I mean? It's really more important to get centered in the cosmic instead of the 3D thing that's going on, wherever it's going on. Who cares? Get your cosmic, whole thing together. And that really is Quintana. The med beds are definitely coming. When contact happens, the med beds will be certainly available. You know what I mean? So welcome to the show, everybody. You can see I'm a fired up person. I tend to be the kind of talk show host. I do a different kind of UFO show. I'm not like some of these fancy studios on YouTube. I go right at it. I get right into it. I'll tell you what's happening. I don't look at websites. If someone says, do you look at the website over there? Nope, don't need to. My information comes straight up, straight above, right up there, like up in space. I have connections. You know what I mean? Hey, thank you for the question, Quintana. Yeah, there definitely will be med beds. Hey, Trance, good to see you. Welcome. And we like to do interviews with people. No, I don't channel them. I just don't believe in channeling at all. Actually, I've been on Facebook for so many years. So many people have channeled for over the years Facebook's in existence. And I'm so opposed to channeling. People need to just get into connecting to become telepathic, learn how to meditate, and connect with their space family. That's all they got to do. I just tell people, don't channel anything. I've seen it on Facebook for too many years. People channel something and it never happens. I tell people, just don't channel. Forget the channeling. Go into cosmic inner connections. Get connected with your space family. And the way to do that is through Christ consciousness. I call it cosmic Christ consciousness. Go direct. Don't anyone go to a channel and say, my name is Jonathan, and I'm channeling a being called A. The being called A wants to speak now and will tell you something. The channeling will go on for about 2 hours. Did you get your tickets? Did you pay for your tickets to see my channeling? It's a $500 ticket, but I guarantee you after the 2 hours, you'll be ready for what's going to happen next. You know that. You know that's going to happen. So I'm being kind of, what I'm trying to say is don't go into channeling. Don't follow channels. Follow yourself. Go within yourself. Connect with that higher level. That's another way so I'm also into busting the matrix of people that channel, and I'll just bust them as much as I'll bust religion and politics and earth-based structures that are controlling. Because I don't come from this planet, even though I'm human, I can work with this planet. I come from off planet, so I'm fully activated, awakened, and the answer always, Alicia, is within. Alicia knows that. Hey, Rob, good to see you. I love these people that are supporting people for offices in politics, and these people are giving away their cosmic ability of power, of spiritual understanding to somebody who just wants to be in control of them. On this planet, there's a lot of that going on for a long time. It started with the Roman Empire. In current history, there's a lot of Roman empires, and they're in every government in the world. These Roman empires, they want to control everybody. All the religions want to control everybody. We're about busting the matrix. Nobody should be controlled. Nobody should be controlled. No one needs to be controlled. No one needs to channel anything. The only energy you need to get to is within yourself. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing you can do. And if you do that, brothers and sisters, you'll be liberated. You'll have busted your own matrix. We don't have time to spend another 10 years having people on Facebook saying, oh, here's a channeling from the 1010 group. The 1010 group is all the way out there, and they're going to be talking about how you can raise yourself into a conscious state and that you can make your contact with the 1010 group. Who cares? Really? It might offend some people, but I don't care. I'm an equal opportunity offender of 3D world belief systems. And that's the way it is, Yeah, we all have abilities. Henrik Reynolds is right. Hey, Susie Beach Toes, good to see you with us. A lot of good stuff happening here. There's a lot of changes going on. I feel the changes all the time. And for me, that's all I need to do is I feel the sense of change happening. Some days it feels less intense. Other days, you know it. Many of you know it. You have the sensitivity of feeling cosmic changes that are happening, hitting the earth. And when you feel those days of high intensity, you know that those changes are going to affect your molecular structure of your body, your consciousness. Everything's going to be affected, right? Everything will be affected. Oh, yeah, so we're amped up tonight. Watch out. Don't have to hide anywhere. We're just amped up. It's all good. I'm just amped up tonight. So whatever interviews I do tonight, watch out. Are you having growing pains in the legs lately? And that will pass too. We're being physically, the energy coming in is affecting us physically as well. I'm going to take my first guest on the show here, and we're going to bring up Daniel, who was a guest recently. We'll bring Daniel back up as a returning guest. He'll be our first guest. If you wish to be a guest on Encounters, you must be over 18. No kids on the show. No smoking, no vaping, no drinking, no cursing. I think I've said that. No paranormal discussion whatsoever. And we bring up, we want to hear people's stories. So I'm hoping to do a couple interviews tonight. And definitely glad to have everybody with us here. So let me take a look here. Let's see. Okay, I know Daniel wanted to come up, or does he not want to come up? Let me take a look here. We'll find out. I'll be back. Have an order to... I'll be back. Have an order. Be back. Okay, have an order. Okay. He'll be back. And River Blues, welcome to her. Hey, TK, welcome, TK. Archangel. So if anybody here... I want to know, I'm going to ask this question. This is always going to be a regular question. This is why I'm going to draw you out. I'm going to find out who has had physical contact currently with space beings. So the question is, Who has, and if you haven't had any contact yet, don't feel bad or anything. You eventually will. It's going to happen. But who has had contact, physical contact recently with space people? Anybody? I want to see you. And I'll bring you up if you have. I want to hear. I physically contacted. You will, Susan Mary. You definitely will. I know Queen Jade has. Did you say Angry Avalon? Nope, I have. Big Kev says he has. Can we not have contact, please? Can we? What? No, we're gonna have contact. Are you really serious that you don't want to have contact with the positive space people? I'm not sure what you meant by that. They avoid me, River Blues. I'm still trying to reach my star family. I'm using C5, but not yet. Okay, it'll happen. Don't want to come on. Okay. I respect that. Who else has had contact? Anybody? With direct contact with space people? That's not afraid to come on here or talk about it? Let's see. Who else? It's not scary. If you know what you're doing, it's not scary at all. If you are doing Christed meditations, you'll have contact with your positive cosmic family. He looked oriental with huge head, 4 feet tall. That would be a Zeta. Hey, Dreamers Paranormal, good to see you. Hey, Candy, welcome to the show. And let me see here. So I'm going to try to. Karen hasn't yet. The folks that haven't had contact yet, you will eventually have it. I guarantee it at some point. It happens in waves. There'll be a period of time when you'll actually have that physical contact. I feel like physical contact is coming soon for me. Johnny says. I believe so too, Johnny. I think you, me, Kit Kat, and Chesno, whenever that's supposed to be, we're going to all physically go on that spaceship. And so I had the pleasure on Facebook of interacting with Nick Pope. Nick Pope has been with Ancient Aliens, the TV program, and I tried to tell him about what's happening in Vermont, and I'm trying to see if he'll connect me with the other members of Ancient Aliens and see if we can talk to those folks about what's happening in Vermont with our friend up in Vermont with the Ashtar Command. Thanks. I've been going to look up. Let's see here. Tater's mom. Hey, Diana Stadler, good to see you. Hey, Deja Vu, good to see you as well. Hey, Amber. And I'm going to see, there's got to be somebody out here having direct contact who wants to come on the show. If you come on the show, don't be afraid. I'm a contactee. I've actually had contact when I was a kid in the 60s, so I'm a good person to talk to. I honor all the people out. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. I honor everybody out in my show that I've ever had on here since last year. And if they appear in your dreams more than once, it means they are coming to visit you. Interesting. So we're going to see there's somebody out here, and I can feel it, with 164 people around the world. There's somebody here having direct contact. Hey, Deborah. Rather earnest, I think it is. Storm 007. Dawn Renee. Good to see you, Dawn Renee. Diva Deb. Unbeatable Solo. Rachel E. Hey, welcome. Laura Marie. Laura Marie. After the curse, my tongue. Okay, I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm still having contact with them. We want to sever the contact with them, Queen. We want to sever the contact. That's what we're trying to do. And the only way to sever the contact, Jade, is for you to just stop the contact. You can stop it right now. But you're not stopping the contact with the Zeta. Then, because of what they're doing, you really need to sever the contact. You said to me they were coming once a month to visit you. You need to sever the whole thing with ships or beings. When the space people come, the good space people, the ships have space people on the ships. So the ships are a mechanism to get from point A to point B, but our space family is inside the spaceships. Let's see here. Cheryl Goff says, are they grays? Hey, Betty Malden. Oh, good, Crystal. If you do see anything, let us know. I'm trying to. Okay, I want to. Are UFOs fallen angels? No. So let me explain something to educate you on. UFOs are not falling angels. They're unidentified flying objects from outer space. UFOs are actually, in many cases, either terrestrial reverse engineered craft or they are spaceships from other planetary systems. But a UFO is not a fallen angel. Just want, and it's a good. I'm glad you asked that question. This is a great show for you to learn a lot of stuff here. But if anyone says a UFO is a fallen angel, they're not understanding what a UFO is. It's not a fallen angel. Hey James, good to see you, brother. Do you think they like front and biomechanical? Do I think they're like front and biomechanical? Amber, we're going to bring you up here because I'm not quite sure I understand the question. Amber's going to be my first guest. I sometimes take questions on here, and it's much easier for me to answer having a conversation. So, Amber, welcome. This is the time
Oh, hi
to
there.
encounter.
Just a quick question. It came across my mind. I always wondered. I'm like, I wonder if they're drones and like half like bio and half mechanical. It was just a strange question I had. I was wanting your input.
Oh, it's not strange. I love bringing up people with questions now. I'm going to start doing that more often. So, when you say that, you're talking about the UFOs, or you're talking about how, in what sense are you saying that? I'll
So
definitely
like
try to answer it.
yeah. So like the drivers of the ship, the
Oh,
bio
the drive.
non-human.
No,
Yeah.
not anything like that. There probably are mechanical intelligences that are created by the space people that are used in certain cases, but the contacts we have been having, and many people will have, are going to be, at least with the higher dimensional beings or the Christed beings, are all human. Now, if they have like robots to do certain like other things other than just basic things, they probably, some of them, probably the planetary systems do, but most of the space people, the people that are from a higher frequency, they're none of that. There's no mechanical, there's no bio. It's just, they're just human like we are. They're taller than we are. They're more advanced spiritually than we are. It doesn't mean we aren't going to be there, because we are. We're going there now. Actually, we're changing. But the mechanical robots, there are probably civilizations that utilize certain advanced mechanical type robot situations for lame things or certain things that they don't need to do anymore. So, it's definitely there. I just don't know where it is. I think it's more specifically on a lower level. I think the space people, I've never had seen that happen with space people, although they probably do have, even the Astronaut Command, I'm sure, has on home planets, they have certain mechanical intelligences they've created to do sometimes, operate small ships and stuff like that. But I don't know that for sure. I'd have to ask my family on the ship, which I probably will do the next time we have an Astronaut Command gathering on here on Saturday nights.
Oh, interesting. I guess I've always been interested in this since I was a child, and I always thought, if
Oh wow,
a human goes up to the moon in their astronaut suit and
yeah,
gets
right.
captured, that one may assume that the suit is part of the whole body, and I always
Ah,
thought,
yeah,
I wonder if maybe these some people refer to them as UFOs or whatever, the
yeah.
beings, if they have like if they're part bioengineered to be able to withhold and withstand going the places they go and the dimensions that they go, saying that there is one.
I can answer that.
Yeah.
I would say,
Okay.
I would say, I would say absolutely. They're not bioengineered. You're talking about. So when you look at how we are created, we're not bioengineered. We're physical beings, right? So look at the wider aspect of the universe. As many of these space people are totally human, totally breathing. Then there's no biomechanical anything with them. There probably are civilizations that, in their civilization, just like we have, we have things like these now remote controlled vacuums that are circular that can clean up your carpet or whatever, and we don't have to do it because you just press a button and the thing does it. I'm sure our space family, our space people on their home planets have mechanical devices to do different things, but there are spaceships that are from advanced civilizations that are created through consciousness. So the space people that are really advanced can just by thought create a spaceship collectively. It's called a living ship, but it's actually
Yeah.
operating through consciousness, no mechanical, biological, anything.
Yeah.
It's really
I
interesting.
was watching it was an old video done probably, I don't know, in the 70s, 80s, interviewing an old man who was covering the Roswell project, and he was a he worked at a mortuary, and he serviced the nearby military base, and he was called in, for strange size caskets. And I was listening to
Hmm.
what the description was of his friend nurse, and how she described it was like they had a heart lung single sac heart lung combination like in
Hmm.
one, and how strange that
Wow.
was. And I'm a science nerd, so it was quite
Oh,
interesting.
you are a science nerd? Oh, okay. It's good to be a science nerd. Someone's saying here, if Sheri says, if they're more advanced, why should we cease contact? Well, I don't think we're ceasing contact. I'll have to ring Sheri up too at some point to answer that question. So, well, oh, okay. Thank you for coming up, though. Sheri, I'm going to bring you up here. I'm in one of those moods. I gotta. Sheri, I'm Goth Cupcake, Hood Rat Shirt. So you have to be over 18 to be on the show, and I'm hoping she is. I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to bring you up, Sheri, and we're going to definitely answer your question.
I'm 31,
I,
so I'm over 18.
there you go. I think you did it. So I love your question, but I always like to talk because I see a sentence, I don't really get the gist of it. So explain the question. If they're more advanced, why should we cease contact?
Just because I know that there's a lot of reverse engineering our government does, um, potentially with alien craft. So I wonder why, if they're learning from them, why the general public can't, why it's dangerous.
Oh, yeah. So the government that has reversed engineering, great question. I'm glad you're here. So the government, which is people like Area 51, all these different people like Wright Patterson Air Force Base, they have all this reverse technology, including captured spaceships over the last 70 years. So they reverse the technology, which is true, and they use it, and they're using it not always for good things. So they get and some of them has been given to them by lower vibrational ETs that have advanced spaceships, but they're limited to this particular dimension that we're in right now. They can't go into another dimension because they're limited. So they have all this stuff reverse engineered, and but the people that are the good space people, um, they don't connect with our Earth-based governments whatsoever. As a matter of fact, uh, they really won't. When contact happens, they're going to connect with a person like you, with me, and all the other people in this room who are watching the show. They'll connect with you before they'll even connect with any Earth-based government, because we are the people that have been. And I have a lot of knowledge because I'm not from this Earth. That they have been wanting to be in contact with us for a long time, and now finally things are going to shift. So we have a very secretive government that's been doing things with reverse engineered spaceships that they've used, been given to them by lower vibrational advanced beings. And in return, for 70 years, we've allowed, not we, you or me, but those in the secret government have allowed, and including the Pentagon, have allowed these particular low vibrational beings to do whatever they wanted on the planet for a long time. It's being stopped now. So to your question, there will be contact, but it's going to be, and the government cannot stop the contact. The contact's going to happen pretty much within a year and a half from now. When I say contact, it's going to be with very, very beautiful people that are men and women. They have their own families on their own planets like we do. They are very advanced. They want to live in peace. They do live in peace. And they want us to interact with us so that we can have the knowledge and the information to learn from them. And so it's going to be a collaborative effort. So these are things on my show that I talk about. And I love your question because I wanted to answer the question. I don't know if that kind of helped clarify it a bit, but I'll
Oh
turn it
yeah,
back to
no,
you.
it definitely did.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
assuming it would be more than like a spiritual contact if they do make contact with you and they're like higher vibrational.
right. That's absolutely correct.
Okay,
You
that
know,
makes sense.
Ab- absolutely correct. Great question. You know,
Thank you for answering.
hey Sheri, we love having you here with the show, and I'm going to bring you down off the ship just gently. Here we go, and that's Sheri. Thank you, Sheri, for your question. And we will have to merge at some point. We don't. I think what I think you're getting at, James, is merge. We don't have to merge at all. There's no merging. There'll be the advanced ability to have spaceships, and the spaceships will be spaceships, and we will be who we are, which is physical, spiritual beings. But there will be no merging. I don't know what you mean by merging. If you can explain what the word merging means, maybe I'm not getting it right. Let's see here. They use lightning from thunderstorms to power their ships. Yeah, some of the ships do that. I'm going to bring my guest on here. I believe he's back. Daniel's coming back. Daniel, we're going to bring you on here, brother. All right. Hey, good evening, and welcome back to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Do you have a Bluetooth on?
I got my car speaker on. You want me to take it out?
Yeah, turn that out because that's causing me to reverberate in your car.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second.
No problem. And you're watching Encounters, everybody who's tuning in here. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. Everybody needs to tap the screen. We're at almost 30,000 likes. We want to get to 100,000. So if one person's doing it, their fingers are going to get tired quickly. Help out that other person. Everybody, Ashley, thank you for the lightning bolt. Everybody tap the screen. And on the top corner, you'll see that it'll go up. It says 29.4. If you tap the heart, and you'll see the hat says tap on the screen on my side of the screen, on my profile side. Just tap on my side, and that's where you're going to increase the actual likes. We're almost at 30,000. Let's get the ball rolling here, folks. That's what we do here. We get everybody involved, everybody. And we have Daniel here. He'll be back with us in a minute. Tahar, Honey McReynolds, to you. Let's see here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You're doing good.
God, I can't hear him.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me. Can you hear me? Too bad you don't have any headphones.
The volume's all the way up.
I can hear you. I'm not sure what's happening, man. I can hear you really well. Hey, JM. J&M, good to see you. Good to see you, sister. Daniel, can you hear me at all? Turn your volume up on your phone. Turn your phone volume up.
All right, what about now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
But it's weird. I can't hear you guys.
I have no idea.
Oh, terrible. I'm going to have to come back. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on.
All right. We'll bring you back up as soon as you fix the problem.
I can't hear him.
Okay. I'm not sure what's happening there. Let's see here. I am a science nerd too. Just went to Science Museum yesterday. Okay. I'm reading people's things here. If you've had any contact, any of the 178 people here have had contact with space people, I mean, really having physical contact with positive space people, who, whether it be Palladian or whatever, and you want to share your story, we'd love to hear it. You have to have you have to be over 18. No kids on the show. No cursing. No drinking. No smoking. No vaping. None of that stuff. No paranormal discussion. And we'll have you on the show on the most #1 spiritual talk show on social media. As you can see, it's called Encounters. The word UFO contact covers everything galactically and cosmically. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, they're listening to me. I know they are. I know the space people are listening to me. As a matter of fact, not only that, my space family in the Ashtar Command, Tahar, Sarah says, Tahar, my space family, Luna, Robar, my sister Tara, my other sister and brother, they're all listening to me on the Ashtar ships right now. They watch our show on the monitor screens. So there's a lot of them listening to the show, watching the show, actually. Hey, JoJo22. And let's see here. Hey, Ashley, good to see you. Data Dude says, hey, Data Dude, Commander Ashtar told me the timetable on meeting has been moved up to only 6 months from now. Can't wait. Well, we'll see. We'll see. my contact and April's contact with her, and she's been on the ships over 43, 44 times physically. They're not going to give us a time and a date, but it is going to be within the next year and a half. Well, it's going to be within a year and a half. Next time April and I are together, we'll ask them on the ships directly, and we'll tell you. But there's going to be contact happening. Oh, good for you, Gwen. You're dating a starseed on TikTok. Very good. Very, very nice. Hey, Grace. Welcome, welcome, welcome. On this beautiful night here in Connecticut. Grace is one of my friends also in Connecticut. We're all from the same area. And just to let people know, we'll be setting up a date for a C5. I haven't done it yet. I plan on setting the date up in the Long Island Sound at a place in Madison, which I love, and it's been a great spot for us. As soon as I set the date, folks, I'll be posting it on here and on my Facebook area, and people will be invited to join us from everywhere, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. I've had contact with a spaceship. Let me bring you up. I want to. So, Quintana, are you over 18? I just have to make sure. I'd love to bring you up here to talk about that. Are you over 18? Do not want to get into trouble with the TikTok people. Let's see here. Zeta Grays are listening to me. Well, let me tell the Zetas something. You need to stop abducting people. See, Gwen had problems with the Zeta, and they still are somewhat listening to me. So I need to tell the Zeta, you need to go back home and take care of your worlds that you almost destroyed, and stop doing what you've been doing to the Earth people. That's not going to happen anymore. It's amazing. Even the Zeta are listening to me. Can you believe it? If they're really listening to me, they're going to leave Earth and go out in space back to where they came from. Okay, let's see here. Who we got going here? I will see what's happening here, if I recognize anything. I am so amped up here, folks. And we're almost into Friday. Can you believe it? On planet Earth. I don't even know who is trying to come up. Let's see here. Daniel. We're going to try to bring Daniel up here again. And hopefully, oh, see, my screen went dark. I have to now move the thing here.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, let me bring myself back to the light here.
Okay.
I had to move my camera had to be moved because I ended up having some problems there. So now I can see you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm just making sure I have enough light. I'm going to bring the light a little bit closer. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. All right, now we're good. So tell us what's been happening lately.
Yeah, I have a question first, and it's like I had a encounter. I don't know. It was I heard like some knocking. This goes about a week ago. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I had like a knocking. We were knocking like in my cabinet, and then in front of my door. Right after that, I say about probably like a good 6 minutes, something like that. After that, I was laying in bed, stretching out, watching TV. Next thing you know, I feel like my body, like a how you call it, like an encounter, like a how you call that when your body comes out of you feel like you have
astral. It's called astral.
What it called? What?
Astral. It's called going astral projection out of your body when you leave your body.
Yes,
You go
yes.
Yeah, you astral traveling.
100% twice. So I don't understand that. Like I just wanted to ask her, like, what does that mean? Like, why did it happen?
Oh, well, if you astral travel, there's two things. Some people I've had on my show say they left their body and went on a spaceship, and then they came back into their body. So that does happen, where they're fully conscious that they were taken on a spaceship, and then they come back into the body. It's an astral projection, astral projecting outside of yourself. Many times when you go to sleep at night, people don't realize this. A lot of the listeners or people watching this, you might know that you've astral projected off planet onto a spaceship, or that you've
Okay,
gone
yeah,
into a Merkaba state.
because the second time that it happened, I feel like I seen myself, but I could only seen the upper part of my body. That's kind of weird. Like I was just, I could see myself watching TV for a second. There, it was so creepy.
Yeah, so I wouldn't get too creeped out over it. It's a different kind of experience. Many times human beings will astral project out of the body. Of many people that are starseed or light workers, as they say, who have had contact, will have either physical contact where they're actually physically met in the same room by the space people, or they will leave their body and be projected. The body's still intact, still good, still breathing, still has a heart. You'll actually end up going on a spaceship, and that happens to a lot of people,
Okay.
more than we know. So don't be
Okay.
afraid of it. Just try to
Okay.
center, just try to set your energy through meditation before going to sleep. And if you center that energy, center it on Christ consciousness, and center it on connecting in that Christ consciousness with your star family, and whoever they are out there in the universe, they will connect with you. And at some point, you won't have to astral project to your star family. You'll be able to interact with them physically, which is really the most important thing that you can possibly do at some point. But it all takes time to get there for everybody watching this, hearing your question is a great question. I know a lot of people want to connect, and they tell me this. They say it on my comments here. They want to connect with their star family. They want to know who their star family is. They want to go off planet. They want to have contact. It all will happen for every individual if people do one main thing. Don't think about making the contact. Think about getting centered in your own being. Center with yourself, your higher self. Your higher self, which everybody has a higher self, physically, the higher self is your doorway to eventually making contact with your star family. For everybody here, everybody watching the show, you can all do
Yeah, I
this.
had a lot of contacts before, like a whole bunch of encounters ever since like I was like 14. I can't even name how
Yeah,
many
yeah,
UFO crafts, orbs, everything. I have seen so much. It's like wow. Like even yeah, that day. Let me tell you, that day that you had some incident at your house with
yeah.
I don't know what happened. The police or something came there. Someone breaking in your car.
No, no, not my
Remember?
car. We had our
Oh, the
neighbors,
neighbors.
but
Yes.
they were kids, and they didn't take anything. They just left. They never came
Okay.
back.
Okay, well, that same day, I felt something and I went outside right away. You said you were about to leave. I was like, oh, well, I might as well. And then I felt something and I ran outside and it was weird. This is weird, okay, because it was like a kind of like a little metal ball, probably the size of a basketball, I could say.
Yeah,
It was like floating in the backyard, coming at me. It was like a reddish color more and black. And then it started having like these little spikes around it. And and I kind of like got scared a little bit and ran back in. Okay. And I was looking and I called my wife and everything. And she thought I was crazy. Like, what are you talking about? But, anyways, I went outside again. And once I went outside, I didn't see it there. I was like creeping up in the corners in the backyard.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
look
yeah.
up. And when I look up, I see I don't know if it was a UFO again or crap, but I see it flying right by slowly and stop. And it was like whitish. This time it was like a whitish and blue color, kind of greenish
Yeah,
between.
yeah,
And it just
yeah.
flew by, and then that was it.
Wow.
So I don't know what that's all about.
Well, you know what? The thing is, when you see sightings like that, what you need to do is meditate on it and focus
Huh?
on what it looked like. And if you focus
In
on it,
1,000
then
feet, use the second from the right lane to continue on West Silverado Ranch Boulevard.
Sorry,
there you go. So
but
when you see something
Use
like
the
that, and you
second
go,
from the right
oh,
lane to continue
I'm
on
getting
West
off of that.
Silverado Ranch Boulevard.
that's good. Oh, watch out for that spaceship driving down the street.
In a
Yeah.
quarter
Let's see.
mile, keep left to stay on West Silverado Ranch
Can you
Boulevard.
hear that in the back? The
I just
navigation?
hear I hear the noise. Was that wind?
Uh, Probably my air. All right, the
Yeah,
AC.
it's your
Yeah,
AC or
but
whatever.
do you think that means any harm? Like seeing that that weird ball, whatever, and then next thing you know, I see something
Well,
like
there's no. I mean, let me explain something. There's no harm unless you physically have a physical being abducting you. Now, if
oh
you've not
okay.
been abducted, when you're seeing these objects, have they
No,
harmed you? Have they done anything to you? The
No.
object. Okay, so
Keep left to stay
understand.
on West Silverado Ranch Boulevard.
So the objects,
Not since
you
we
know,
got the
again, if
cleansing that time. I feel better.
right, since we did the cleansing, you're right.
In a
So
quarter
nothing
mile,
can.
turn left toward South Valley View Boulevard.
Okay, that thing has to stop. So
Yeah, sorry about that.
yeah. So when these things happen to
There.
you now, since when we did working with you, um, if you see these objects, you can ask telepathically, "Are you Christed beings of light?" That's the first question you ask. That's all you need to do. If you don't get a response from these objects you're seeing, if they're big enough that they would be intelligent in terms of not the object but the beings inside them, as you ask that question, if they avoid the answer to the question, then you tell them they have to leave. That's all. You tell them they have to go. They can't stick around. But you haven't been feeling like you're being followed by these different types of UFOs that are doing anything to you, correct?
Yes, correct. I only see
Okay.
once in a while I look up and I see something. I do see like a craft here and there, but it's nothing like I'm used to it, so it's nothing like I feel scared or anything. Only
Right.
like
Right.
the ones I told you the last time you cleansed me. That one I was
Right.
scared of, that black shit.
Well, that
Yeah.
and since I cleansed you, that not me personally, the command did that work. Everything's
Yes.
been different, right? Everything's been totally
Yes.
good.
I feel much calm and everything, and just
Yeah.
yeah.
Just focus on 20 or 30 minutes a day of Christed conscious meditation, always, and always stay focused on that, because now that you've been cleansed of all that garbage, you're not going to have any negative ET influences or negative ET spaceships coming into your environment. They won't. They're just not going to do it. You know what I mean?
Now I got one more question. When I got cleansed that day, I feel like I'm very relaxed. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like I'm more aware of stuff. I feel like I'm connected to a lot more things in nature. I just feel like I love nature so much. Like I can't wait to go outside. It's so weird. Ever since then, I feel like that. I feel very
Well, that's
energetic.
because
Yeah.
what they did is they cleared all the garbage out of your system. The Astro
Nice.
Command medical people, they cleaned everything out. So you're now in a pure state of consciousness, and that's exactly what happened. They cleared everything out, you know?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I think there's a Thor, this person, Thor, has had numerous encounters. We're going to try to bring her up too. I think it's a he or she. I think it's a she. Well, I want to thank you, Daniel, for coming on here and sharing
Yeah, I
some
got a lot of
updates
more
with us.
stories, but I'm gonna share it another
Yeah.
time. There's just too many.
Yeah, I know there is. All right, brother. So I appreciate it. We're going to let you down, and then I'm going to bring this other person up, and let's do this here.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my brother. Let's see here. Let me see who this person is. We're going to bring them up. Yes, indeed. As soon as the TikTok thing stops spinning, we'll be doing that. Let me see here. Can I bring my camera this way? Of course. Yeah, it takes me into the darkness. I'd rather have it in front of me, but I'm going to do it over here. And we're trying to bring this person up. We're waiting for the TikTok to work in our favor. And it's spinning and spinning and spinning.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Good evening.
Hey, how's it going tonight?
We're doing good. And
My name's James. That's my real name. I live here in Middle Tennessee. Good vibes to you guys tonight.
James, you don't have a Bluetooth on, do you?
No, I'm actually yes, I do. Let me turn it off. Hold on.
Yeah.
One moment. I forgot about that. It's been a while since I've been on here. Okay, how's that sound? Is that better?
James, that's great. So tell us about yourself.
Hold on. Oh, okay. Let me turn off my notifications real quick. Hold on, so we don't get interrupted. One moment. There we go. All right. How's that sound? Is that better?
Much better. You sound much better. And people, you're watching Encounters.
Okay.
And James is my guest on here. And I was reading some of your stories and your sentences. Can you tell us about your background and when contact started for you?
Okay. Well, I'm nobody special. I just I was always a daydreamer, and I always stuck out in my family. Out of 5 brothers, no sisters, and I come from a family that's got high vibrational DNA. You know, I have some mediums and psychic in my family, and you know, I kind of got sheltered from my mom, and I was unique in a way because you know I could read like people's intentions and body language pretty well, and I could always feel like ley lines and gravitational pulls and shifts and stuff, and you know, sometimes I'd you know get off my equilibrium and stuff, maybe have a little bit of vertigo, and you know, I'm from California originally, Southern California, born in Long Beach. I could usually feel a decent sized earthquake coming on, or maybe some tropical storm shifts like El Nino. It would be hit or miss. You know, I get cold chills, but I mean that's just the low stuff. But I went throughout my life with a pretty much dull life, and until here, you know, about a year and a half ago, here in Middle Tennessee, I ended up living off the grid. I wanted to go back to the old days and try to you know, get my designs up with my solar energy. And I took on a job on this 400-acre natural forest here. And I was hunting coyotes for this guy, and it was attacking his livestock. So he said, I'll tell you what, you can build you a cabin, live off the grid all you want if you just hunt these coyotes and help them. And it's wild pasture land. And take into consideration, I could have gone the rest of my life without being the one to try to explain this. So, so I didn't notice anything just yet. And, you know, I was hunting about 4 on a lucky night, maybe 7 coyotes if I was lucky. But after about 3 weeks, they started dying down. And I was like, that's weird. The feller there, the farmer, that was leading the cattle there, he said that there was probably about 75 plus coyotes. And after about 14 to 20 something coyotes, they stayed away. But I noticed I was using soundboards from YouTube on a nice JBL speaker, Bluetooth speaker, doing coyote calls. And I started studying the patterns and how they act in the different types of calls, challenging calls, roll call calls, or leader of the pack calls, stuff like that. And I started paying attention after living off the grid, and you don't talk to nobody too much except when you go to the store. You start getting in tune back with the nature, and it was a great experience for me. So I turned 40 on November 13th of last year, and shortly, about 4 or 5 days later, you know, I like to stargaze and pay attention to some, you know, astrological patterns and stuff. And I just noticed, I can notice naturally, you know, like those stars, some of them don't look real. So I have a few types of laser pointers. Well, I had this one I bought from China, goes pretty far. And I just started focusing on some, making sure they weren't, you know, airplanes or anything that would get me in trouble. Cause, you know, I had to make sure I didn't want to get on nobody's shit list, especially in a natural forest. I like sticking to my own. Well, let me rewind a little bit. I went through a great deal of hardships, and I lost my cabin that was on my mother's land to a fire, and I lost everything. And it was real hard for my mother because she lost her land shortly after that, because the old lady she was buying the land from, she was paying on, they didn't have no records. Her sons kicked us off the property. So that's when I went off the grid. So I just started studying and enhancing my chakras and rooting myself and delving into the unknown and questioning my abilities of, you know, going back to my roots as a kid. And then I started sharpening that, you know, studying telepathy, hermetic theory and philosophy, and ancient Egyptian knowledge and hieroglyphs and places I visited back in the West and the desert areas and stuff I seen in the high desert of like near Edwards Air Force Base and Northrop and all that. And I remember seeing some good stuff. Well, upon this experience here, you know, there were some storms and stuff, and I started studying a little bit on the HARP program and how they can make rain, if, you know, come in different places. And so I was like, you know, I started paying attention if they were engaging with the HARP program. But then I started seeing, you know, certain stars moving out of the way and, you know, floating. I was like, man, there sure is a lot of drones in the sky. And I just noticed that they were an unusual pattern. And they were not like drones. And there's certain rules here because there's a small local airport, not a major one, but there's no fly zones here in certain areas. So I was like, that's weird and odd. And who would be flying about 50 different drones in like a galactic type star pattern?
Right.
And they were really paying attention to me. Well, upon that, I noticed that the coyotes have slimmed out. And I realized that these coyote calls were maybe 300-400 yards, and they were out of rhythm. It wasn't mating season, and there was no leaders of the pack because I pretty much killed the old ones and the leaders and some of the mothers so the babies would run away. And I noticed they would jump from 300 to 400 yards within seconds, and it spooked me out. And I was like, how did that only call get from there to here so quick? So I started keeping my records for about a week and a half. Then I started getting chills under my neck, and I started feeling shifts in the wind, and it's just like unusual kinetic energy around me. And I knew it wasn't me. And I knew Tennessee's got some dormant tectonic plates and shifts, but this was unusual. So I started doing some researches on some unusual coyote patterns, and then I came across the Mad Vlad guy that was a video game tester, and he had a similar experience, coyotes. And next thing you know, in his camera, I didn't know if this was plausible or not, but it was the same thing, except I did not witness what was in his video. But what I witnessed was my mother, she visited me frequently, and she experienced this along with another young friend of mine that I take under my wing, and he hunts coyotes with me. I said, man, I don't want to go telling everybody this. This is a weird, unusual experience, but it's definitely something. We're near an Air Force base.
Right.
So after a while, we'll have to start asking some questions if they're doing any see what they say. Well, upon that, I seen 2 days in a row, me, my mother, and my young friend that's a helper, I seen this, what appeared to be a shooting star, but it was like almost like a asteroid or a comet like thing, but it was falling way slower than in the atmosphere. So almost like if it had like a parachute on a funny car.
Right.
And I was like, that's a green flame. And so I'm a researcher. I know where to search. I look at Google and question Google, and then I go to DuckDuckGo, and I start there, and I look at the blogs, and here we go, Las Vegas. The same thing. And I said, well, that's unusual. So and then I seen an unknown origin, and I said, okay, that explains the shifts. So those coyote calls, and let's just investigate this further. And I said, if you don't want to be here and you're scared, to my buddy, my mom was pretty scared, but she wouldn't get out of her car no more. So she brought her laser too. So she was pissing them off or activating them. And next thing you know, I start paying attention. When I had changed out my contacts, because I had some old ones, my mom brought me some new ones finally. And, from about 75 feet away, there was these little pear-shaped, peanut-shaped, what appeared to be a rosebud-looking thing on a tree. And I was like, what is that? They're sitting about 4 foot apart, and they kind of got a hooded figure to them and kind of a little effervescent, translucent look to them. And I said, my mind might be playing tricks on me, but let's just shine. When we got closer, they would disappear and and they were fast. So we got some sleep that night, and we decided to talk about it in the morning, and it kept repeating itself. So I decided to not go online and not let the tabloids and Reddit, get into my mind. I wanted to have a clean slate, and I didn't want to go down any wormholes. I wanted to really not share any live footage, with anybody, but I wanted to talk about it. So I just decided to have a conversation and relate with some folks.
Right.
So I spent about a month and a half with these experiences, and they tap into your central nervous system, and they get your intention. And I think it's out of respect, a mutual respect, because they don't want to alarm and cause a imbalance of their visits. So I think there was a mutual respect there, and they
Are
were
you
doing
talking about?
whatever they were doing.
So are you talking about the space people that are in these craft? They want
Well,
to
they
not
they
like.
kept the distance. They never spoke, but they kind of had a reassurance through like the central nervous, like you know how when you walk in on like a high brick wall or something, or a high rise, and you kind of feel like you're gonna fall and you get that adrenaline.
Yeah.
They kind of keep that uneasy, and it, you get a little woozy at first, like if you first start an oxygen tank or something like that, some fresh oxygen, you get a little lightheaded, or like a Z
Hmm.
pack when you take a Z pack. So I knew that they were communicating or tapping in through maybe a telepathic, a kinetic way. And I was a little uneasy at first, and my buddy, he wanted to stay. He wanted to experience it with me. He said, "I can't let you do this alone." And during Clarksville, Tennessee, it was about an hour and a half away from where I'm at. There was a big tornado warning, and I decided to go traveling around, do some storm chasing with my buddy. You know, do something to get out of the woods.
Right.
And these things they were everywhere, man. And I was like, man, maybe I'm losing my mind. I went ahead and got me a 24-hour eval, make sure I wasn't suffering from anything, just to be
Do you
safe.
think?
But
Do you
they said
think?
I was fine.
So here's what I'm thinking. With all those spaceships around you, did you ever think that maybe really in truth regarding, I know that you were trying to do your thing, but maybe they were trying to make contact?
They did
Possibly.
make contact. They did make contact, and I know they were making sure that that they weren't putting me in a state of panic or fear. But I don't know if they can go through walls or tents. I had tents because I was in the process of building a cabin, but I got to a point where I was the most scared. I got desensitized from fear because I was already past the threshold of what we saw, and it got close to where they were like maybe docking in the trees with these small crafts. They were really small,
Yeah.
maybe the size of like a kid's single snow sled type. I mean, I wouldn't say that
Really?
they were cylindrical.
Do
Yeah,
you think
and but
that they do you think
they
that
have
do you think that they came from a larger object that was unseen, like a mothership?
Yeah, yes, there was. It was a triangular pattern because the past couple of years with the laser experiments and a telescope and binoculars, there's triangle patterns that I was aware of that stuck out in between the normal star patterns in the fluctuate of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm no professional, but I do try to keep up with the Kardashians, so to speak. But I don't like to stay in one, so that way it's not a dull moment, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
get too wrapped up, so that way I can keep my mind healthy. But
Right.
upon this, after being desensitized from that, I decided to, go into the forest and check out, see if cows are not getting in there, see if they're not pranks or hoaxes, and take into consideration, I did not ever release any footage, but I did call after that storm because it was everywhere. Um, all the secure national security, the CIA. I just kind of said in a blunt statement, I've seen some unknown stuff. They did not answer back. They transferred my call. They picked up the line and they kept recording, but nobody answered. So I thought that was kind of odd. But the only ones that answered me back was JPL Laboratories and NASA, and they kind of
Hmm.
touched bases with me and kind of gave me a little bit of closure and let me know that there's some interesting facts that match up. If I can continue to take my notes and maybe perhaps if I get anything that's worth the while, that perhaps they would do a interview. But I never got back
Huh.
in touch with them because like I said, I started paying attention to some of the movements in the political parties, and that I knew there was like the slow drip of disclosure happening. Everybody knows that something's happening there, and
Right. So,
so I took
so
my
let me ask.
experience. And
Yeah, I wanted to ask
go
you
ahead.
though about, because you're having all these things happen, and I read people's energy, and I read a lot here. If you watch my show more long enough, that I think
Then you
that
know
I
I'm
know
telling the
that
truth.
I know that these beings that they were watching you. I didn't think there was any threat to you from what I'm seeing. When I
Me
feel
neither.
what I yeah. So I think for you, you've been and again, this is what I'm reading. You've been hesitant to make contact. When you say you've made contact to me, is when you physically have that contact. Like for example, my friend April in Vermont. She's been on the Ashtar ships physically near the Canadian border, and these
Uh
are
huh.
space people that we know. Like we have our biological mothers and fathers, grandmother, aunts and uncles, but then people don't
Yes,
realize
sir.
that we also have cosmic biological family that many of you have not met yet
Absolutely.
from the stars, and you too. And so I think that I'd like to see you try to make an attempt instead of the distance, asking them who they are. Number one, ask them if they're Christed beings of light, and where they come
I've reached
from.
as far as Orion's Belt, somewhere around that area, and got contact. And I mean, they visited a couple nights ago, and the same ones, and they keep their distance. But I'm curious if they want me to astral project and go with them, or
Well, well,
what your
well,
opinion
the
might
thing
be on
is,
that.
well, my thing is that instead of trying to figure it out, you already have the ability within you consciously to
Yes,
communicate
sir.
with them. And that's the one thing you need to know. Whether you can project out to the Syrian star system or the Seven Sisters, you
Yes.
probably could. But instead of doing all that, ask them who they are. Ask them where they're from. What's their
I
purpose?
think they're the
What's your
tall white folk is what it sounded like through their biorhythm.
Well, you should ask them. Are you willing to do that tonight, or whenever, just this week or this weekend?
Yeah, I really haven't
Your
talked to
your
them.
your cosmic assignment is from the host to make contact. Verbally, telepathically communicate with them. And I want to hear what happens after you've done that. I want you to come back and say, Commander, you know what? I actually did talk to them telepathically, and I actually did physically meet them on the ground level. Are you in a country area, or are you in a built-up area?
Oh, I'm in a country area. I'm in Lebanon, Tennessee, a little bit outside of
All
Nashville.
right. Well, you are in a
The
perfect
national
spot.
forest, man. They ended up the park rangers ended up throwing me out because of some reason, but it's pretty heavy traffic here all the time. They actually, when they kicked me out from living off the grid, I think they were lying. They said that they sold the property, the family did, and the other new owners wanted us off the property. But those things ended up following me 3 miles home to my aunt's, man.
Yeah, see? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to really do this. I want you to after the
I
show,
can do it.
I don't I want you to focus center on your inner spiritual self, and I want you to
Okay.
say to them when you see their ships, you know what? I know I've been hedging communications with you, but let's communicate with each other. Tell me, tell them that I am a Christed being of light here on Earth. I know I have these
There is
abilities.
one thing I did leave out. I forgot to tell you. I don't mean to interrupt. I wrote a book that they inspired within 2 days on a weekend called The Shaper,
Hmm.
the Influencer, and the Equalizer, and the bridge between the two.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. That
Yeah,
is a good
I'm
thing.
sorry. I
So,
didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, 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 you're good. You're good. It's all good here. We're having a great conversation. So definitely, I'm excited for you because I think what you need to do. A matter of fact, what I'm going to do right now, and here it goes again. In your case, it's all positive. So,
It is.
would you like a visitation by my friends from the Ashtar Command? Do you know what the Ashtar Command is, or you don't? Just let me know.
I'm well aware. I'm not familiar by the hands-on experiences, but I welcome
Okay.
that because I sit out here
Okay.
every night and I communicate with a couple different. They're all
Okay.
around me.
So,
There's a bunch of different visitors, and my girlfriend here, my partner, she's from Mississippi. She just came out here, and she's getting well acquainted with them. She's kind of in tandem with them. I
oh,
always sit out
good.
in my vehicle, so
So,
I'm
so you're
well in entirety
okay.
right now.
So before we do this, I want to just really clearly for people watching the show what we're going to do here. So this is the other act. I'm now starting to do this too. I was dealing with usually helping people that were abducted on my show for the last few months, including up until a few days ago, even. But I'm also
Can you just
finding
give me a
out.
heads up of what I'm up against, like what I'm prepared
Well,
to
well,
feel and see?
okay. and I'm gonna do that. So you're not up
Okay.
against anything, but what you're definitely gonna do is what I'm gonna do is the Ashtar Command. Let me just get very clear about this. They are men and women about
Okay.
7 to 8 feet tall, maybe 9 feet tall. They're men and women. They have families like we do on Earth. They have their own families on their own planets.
Okay.
They come from the highest levels of consciousness. And what I'm going to do for you
Okay.
is I'm going to have you take a deep breath about 3 or 4 times. I want you to close your eyes, and what we're going to do
My
is we're going
partner's over
to
there. Do I need to warn her?
you can let her know. Let her know what's happening.
Hey,
You
honey,
know,
Coco, come here for 1 second. I gotta tell you
this
something.
is this is going to be a very beautiful
This
thing
is
here that we're going
important.
to do.
Hurry up, please, sweetheart. Coco. Okay, she's not out here. I'll tell her in a minute.
Okay.
She's already prepared for stuff. Okay, go ahead,
Okay.
sir.
All right. So what I want you to do is close your eyes. I want you to breathe in, breathe
Okay.
out of your nostrils about 4 or 5 times until your whole physical body and your consciousness is relaxed. Um, and we're going to what we're going to do now, folks, is something. If you've never seen me do this, believe me, I can do
Do I
this.
need to vibrate my third eye?
You can do that, but as long as you keep
Okay.
your eyes closed, what we're going to do is going to be the most beautiful thing in that country area where you are. You're going to have something totally different happen right now. So we're going to send a spaceship cloaked over that area about
Okay.
20,000 feet above your location. An Astro ship should be there
Okay.
momentarily, and they know where you
Thank you.
are. So they're there. We're going to send 5 of the Ashtar Command space people from the ship now down on the ground level. For people watching
Okay.
this, what we are doing is real, and what I do is absolutely real. So now that they're on the ground level, they're going to come closer. Are you outside, or where are you standing outside? Are you in a house, or
I'm
what
in
are
my
you do?
truck out in the front yard.
Okay, you're in the front yard in a truck. All right. Um, they're going to come towards your truck. I've never dealt with a person in a truck. Usually it's in a house or something, but
It's
that's
not going to
okay.
startle me, is it?
No, it's not going to startle you. So they're going to
I
come
do have
closer.
a
Going to
couple old like PTSD, so just
no, and they'll deal. If not, I didn't know you
nothing
have
bad, nothing
PTSD.
bad, nothing bad. It just
Right, but they'll actually
no,
take
no,
care
it's
of
not that
healing.
bad. It's just
But they'll help you with the
okay, good, good,
PTSD
good.
too. So they'll help you with that. So that I didn't know.
Because
But anyway,
most of my encounters are very they've been the elements and stuff when I get like close to them, and so I'll be pretty excited to actually touch bases and communicate.
so here's what's going to happen. You're going to keep your eyes closed. I want you to be
Okay.
relaxed. The space people, whether you have, your truck has a door or not, doesn't matter. They can go through the molecular structure of any solid
Oh
object.
yeah, I know.
Okay, so keep your eyes closed. We're going to do this thing. I want 2 of the 5 people to help him calm his consciousness down because you're very active. Your mind is extremely active. They're going to calm you
Yes, I
down.
do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you're very active. They're going to calm you down. That's the thing that kind of stops you from having the physical contact or the conscious telepathic contact. So I know that. And what they're going to do now is they're going
I
to
feel
kind of,
them. I
yes.
feel them.
Okay, so right now the woman is she's from our ship. These are medical people that deal from a different level of consciousness of medical versus earth-based medical. What they're going to do is
I've been under
the
a lot of
woman.
stress lately. They probably can sense that.
Well, yeah, I want you to keep your eyes closed, and I want you to just relax. Take
I
another
am.
deep breath. She's going to touch your head right now, and the other space being is going to touch your neck. And what they're going to do is they're going to work
Okay.
on your consciousness. You are very, very hyper, and
Yes, I am. Yes, I
you're
am.
extremely hyper, and I feel the hyperness
I've
on
been
my
under a
end of
lot
it.
of stress lately.
Yes, so they're gonna take away that right now. So what you're gonna do is
Thank you.
my cat is here. Do you want to come up? No, she doesn't want to come up. So I want you to keep your eyes closed.
How you doing, guys?
Don't say anything right now. Just take a deep breath and just relax. They're going to work on your neck area and on your head area. I want the woman to touch the top of his forehead and let him know that you're there. They're going to start working on your consciousness. They're going to work on your brain area, which is totally hyperactive. By the time they're done, you're going to be completely, totally relaxed. Totally relaxed. You're not going to be hyper anymore. So just keep your eyes closed. Just
This is
relax.
safe, correct?
This is absolutely 100%
right.
safe. What they're doing is they're working on the fact that you've been so hyper. They're going to get you. They're going to align your energies there's some misalignments here. They're aligning your physical energies in your body, the spiritual energies. Everything's being aligned. There's some things that were kind of, how sometimes things like a puzzle is. You have a puzzle that's put together perfectly, but there's some parts missing. They're going to take the parts that are missing and they're realigning you right now.
Coco, are you out here? Hey, I want to warn you that just if you see something, it's I'm doing something right now. Okay, so don't get alarmed. I'll, it's what we've been observing. Just I'm in the middle of something. Just warning you. If you see something, don't freak out. I'm sorry. I'm on a live. I was just warning you. Okay, Carrie. Hey, hold. All right, I'm on live, baby. I was just warned. Excuse me for 1 second, sir. Do you mind?
No, go ahead.
I was just warning you. Can you just explain to her real quick? So she's
Okay.
totally on.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Coco.
No, I don't need you to explain.
Hi,
Who was
Coco.
that?
My name is CmdrAleon. I'm host on TikTok of Encounters, a spiritual UFO show. Glad to meet you.
Don't open the door. Listen, please.
Wow, you're very rude.
Please, this is important right now. Just listen to him.
Okay. All right. So what we're doing is I'm working with Thor about his encounters he's had visually with the spaceships. He's told me a little bit about you. And what we're doing is working with him to calm his consciousness down. And right now we have 5 of the Astro Command people. They're cloaked. They're right with him right now. So you can't see them. They're men and women. They're human just like you and I, but they're very beautiful spiritual people of light, just so you know what we're doing, okay?
I was just warning you. That's what I was doing.
Honey, it's fine. I'm
carry
very
on.
spiritual. I'm a medium. I channel.
Okay.
So I understand. I'm very aware.
So,
All right,
okay,
I'll
so
be in
we're
the back.
no problem. So we're going to be doing, I need you to relax again. Again, still very hyper. They're going to work on calming you down. And when they calm you down, you'll be able to have the ability to now have communications with your star family. So that's what we're doing. We're working on adjusting, not me personally, they are. So just relax. You don't have to say anything. Just breathe in.
I feel him again.
Okay, so they're going to really work on you this time. I want my space people to work on him, on his brain area, to get him to relax, to get his consciousness to relax. He's really still very hyper. Please help him relax, because that is the biggest obstacle for him to make communications with these space people that he is connected
I think
with.
my cortisol levels are really high.
Okay, so just relax. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to say anything. Just relax. I want the other space people to. There's the other 2. One's going to touch your right shoulder. One's going to touch your left shoulder. They're also going to relax your energy field, and they're doing a lot of work with you right now. So they're going to be working on your energy field of your etheric body and your physical body, and they're going to still work on your consciousness. So relax, relax, relax. That's the key word they're telling me. They want you to just not say anything and just relax. So as we're doing this, just let me just do this here. I'm going to send some energy over. I've done this myself, so I'm also activated, but they're going to be the ones doing a lot of work. I'm just doing something here. But they are now totally engrossed in helping you. I want you just to be still, be still, be still, be still. And I speaking to the space people that are with him, please work on adjusting his consciousness to be really directly open to his contact with the space people. And please also, if you can, adjust his PTSD thing, work with that and try to heal that situation for him while you're there. The PTSD, take care of that a little bit if you can. Help him, get him to calm down, not be stressed out anymore. Work with him on taking away the stress and all of that he's been going through, and help him. Give me a minute. Give me a minute here. You're now going to be at peace. No more hyper thoughts. No more running away from yourself. You see. You'll now be able to look at yourself directly and feel who you are and be who you are. For you're far more than just a person having a human experience here. They're going to gift you with the ability to be clear, to be calm, and use your consciousness in a very beautiful way. You see. And I'm working with these space people from the command that are with you. They are communicating with me telepathically, and I'm communicating with them as well. Take some deep breaths now. No words, just deep breaths. Breathe in and breathe out about 10 times. Out of your nostril, please. The 5 space people will stay with you. They're going to work with you overnight. So when you go to sleep, they will still work with you. By morning, you'll be totally in alignment. Your consciousness will be in alignment. Your spiritual beingness, your cosmic light will be in alignment. And you'll be able to not be afraid of your contact.
Do I still keep my eyes closed?
You can open your eyes now.
Thank you. I feel a lot better, actually.
Yeah, you sound a lot calmer.
I had a faint glimpse of a few of their features. I was told that I was of Atlantean background. Is that true?
You just said it. You don't have to ask the question. You just got the answer.
Yeah.
You see, a lot of times the answer is in the question. You just answered your own question. Yes, you do have connections.
It's already understood does not have to be explained.
You're much calmer than you were when we first got you on here. They're going to be
Yes,
working with you all night.
I've been a nervous wreck for a very long time.
You won't be a nervous wreck
And you can
anymore.
go ahead. They can show themselves if they like. They don't have to do that no more. It's peace around here. I like I said, I enjoy their visits. There's 3 different types, and I love going out in the woods at night with no flashlights. They run right next to me. It's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, now
but
you'll
I've
be
never.
able to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now you're going to be able to communicate with them physically. See, that is the next step. So the Ashtar people are working with you. So by the time the morning comes, when it's daylight, the Ashtar people will leave. They might show themselves a little bit to you,
They can if they want.
But it's up to them. They might just do that. But even if they don't do that, they will at least tell you before they leave something. And I'll leave that up to them.
Oh, no doubt. I'm not here for a sideshow. I'm just here to communicate and just share some ideas. Wow, I just kind of turned on TikTok today, and you're one of my friends on here, and I always enjoy listening to you. I knew definitely that you had a Felix the Cat bag full of tricks of truth, and I knew it was a premature time to talk to you, but here a couple months later, here you are, and you actually did me a favor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And what's your first name again? Because I catch it the first time, but say it one more time.
James. My
James.
family
Okay.
friends call me Jimmy.
Jimmy. Okay.
Yeah, Thoth is one of my mentors.
I got you. So James, you're now much calmer. I'm gifting you. They're gonna stay with you for the night. When you go to sleep,
Okay.
they're gonna still work with you. So don't be afraid of anything. There's a lot of stuff they have to do. You've been through a lot of things in your life, and they.
Can I nominate my partner? She could use the same type of work. We're only apart by 1 day by birth.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
She's the 12th, and I'm the 13th, and
mm-hmm.
we've been kind of we we were getting along, and then now it's just the clash, and she's suffering. We're the same, but the opposite, and
Mm-hmm.
she would be welcome to if possible.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
Hold on, somebody's trying to call me in this call real quick. All right, sorry about that.
Okay, so one night, one night we'll have her on just to come on for herself, and we will definitely work
Okay,
with
that's
her.
fine.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Okay,
We'll do a
thank you.
separate thing for her. That's
Thank
something I
you.
will do. Yeah. Well, James, thank you, man.
I lost
Are
for
there,
words. Thank you.
I want you to say this. This is always important, no matter what the situation is. When I do this with the command, we send a ship over with the space people. I want you to say, "I am a cosmic, Christed being of light."
Say, excuse me.
I'll,
I'm sorry.
I want you to repeat these words. I am a Christed cosmic being of light.
I'm a Christed cosmic being of light.
And one more time. I am a Christed cosmic being of light.
I am a Christed cosmic being of light.
And I will go forth and communicate directly with the space people that have been visiting me.
I will go forth and stay in communication with the space people that's been visiting me.
And I will make physical contact because I am ready.
And I will make physical contact because I am ready.
There you go. That's it. The intention is
Forwards
everything,
ever,
brother.
backwards never.
The intention is everything, brother. So you're good.
It is.
You're good.
Wow, thank you. I believe that we know each other from a past.
Probably. Well, I'll let you go. And Coco, we'll have her on at another night. We'll definitely focus on her. And I'm just glad you came up here. And I was glad to do
Me
what I
too.
did
Me
and bring
too.
the ships over to you. You're much, much better.
Thank you. And I will. I will tell you about my journeys here later on.
Yep. When they happen, there'll
Good
always
night,
be a
y'all.
place
Thank
for
you for
you.
having me on.
Okay, James. We're gonna let James
Thank
down
you.
here. Oh, you're welcome. So if you're watching my show for the first time, I work with the Ashtar Command. I am part of the Ashtar Command. I am a human being. I have a cosmic consciousness, as some of you all do too. But I work directly with our space family, and I'm able to, for the last several months, I've been able to send spaceships over locations and space people into people's homes from the Ashtar Command. And I don't have crystal balls, no pendulums. I don't have a neon light. I don't have cards in my hand throwing them up in the air. No candles were lit. This is the real deal, folks. That's why this show is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, because we're not your typical person with a suit and tie on interviewing former people in the Pentagon. I can care less about those people, on YouTube that have these big studios, and they think it's a big deal that they got the former general of so and so. Who cares? What we do here is bust the matrix, disclosure, and help people. on a lot of levels. You know what I mean? A lot of levels. Let's see here. So it's a beautiful evening here. And the things we do that I am doing here, when people get out of the 3D logical mind, that's the thing on Earth. Many humans are too logical. They have a logical explanation for everything. See, I like to bust logic because people need to get out of logic and get into the cosmic spiritual levels. If you get out of the logic, you can understand things on a spiritual cosmic level that you don't normally understand. You see, that's really important to me. And when I interview people, I challenge belief systems. I don't care if you've been, in a university for 12 years at Harvard teaching students. It doesn't matter to me what your title is. The title doesn't matter to me. It never does. You can have the highest PhDs in the world. I don't care. You can have all the medals in the world. I don't care. What is that supposed to mean? Right? What I want to tap into is who you are. Do you understand what's happening? Do you understand there's a cosmic reality here that's affecting the whole universe, that affects every single person on the planet? Whether they realize it or not, you are going to be affected by it. Linda says, I have seen many ships. Linda, we're going to bring Linda up. Linda, you're my next guest. Accept my request, Linda, and we will have you up. You see little icons for the accepting requests. We'll bring you up, Linda. We want to bring you up here on the show. That's what we do here. And we'd love to have you on as a guest. Linda, I think it's Weichman or Weichman. Yeah, I just sent you a request. Christine Cordova says, may I try? We're going to do Linda next, and then we'll bring up some more people as we do one-on-one interviews here. Oh, it's Weekman, Linda Weekman. Okay. So Linda Weekman, I just sent you a request to come up here. Do you know how to get on? Just follow the guest icon at the bottom. There's like a multi-guest thing. Press the multi-guest, and we'll be able to get you on here, Linda. Quintana, I know Quintana wants to come on here too. Let me see. I met earlier, Quintana. I wanted to bring you on. We're going to bring Quintana on first. Linda, stay where you are. Hey, Sage, good to see you. Good to have you with us, Sage. Sage was on our show this morning.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm great. Oh, yeah, I'm great.
And you're over 18, correct?
Yeah, I'm 26.
Oh, good. So I was reading your stuff earlier. I didn't forget about you. Linda, we'll bring you on in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. So tell us a little bit about your background and what you've been going through in terms of this whole subject and what you've seen.
So around, I think I was 21. I heard Gaia on YouTube. It's a YouTube channel about like aliens and spirituality.
Oh, Gaia?
Yes.
Oh, Gaia's a good channel. Yeah, that's a good channel. Yeah, go ahead.
And I remember being inspired or fascinated by telepathy and alien contact. So I was meditating on the daily trying to have contact. And then one day, it was January. I remember I didn't achieve contact, but I remember having this Buddha sensation in my body. Like I saw my body go blue while I was meditating. And then after that, that's when I went outside and I meditated on the wall, on the concrete wall. And it was only like, it felt like 5 minutes to me. But when I looked up, I saw a ship and I saw a ship. And I thought it was only me at first until I realized that the car that drove past me saw it too.
Really?
Yeah.
And can you describe what the ship looked like that you had encountered?
Okay, I remember. It was gray. It looked like almost like a Tic Tac, like a pill. But I remember it had this like red marking. It had this red triangle mark. the triangle, how do I say this, the 45-degree angle going up.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was trying to feel the presence of it, it didn't feel so great. So I didn't want to ask it to come closer, nor did I want to ask to be on board. And it left pretty quickly right after that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You're smart. You're smart about that, because if you don't feel good energy from the ship, that means they're probably negative, and the fact that they left is a good thing.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I told you about the ship I saw, but I wasn't mentioning that one. I wasn't talking about that one. I wasn't referring to that one.
Okay.
The ship I saw was on May 3rd. It was around 9 to 10 p.m. I remember going out. I was in my car. I was with the intention looking at the stars, asking for a peaceful, harmonious, and loving civilization to make contact with me so that they can heal me. And I remember I saw a lot of ships like at low orbit, but none of them were getting close. And so all of a sudden I decided to take deeper breaths. And when I look up, I saw like it was like if someone turned on a light switch in the sky and then turned it off.
Wow.
And then I asked, you can get closer, and I promise I won't get scared. And it got closer again, and the light bulb this time seemed bigger. So I knew I was onto the right track. So I said, you can I'm comfortable with continuing. As long as you're comfortable, you can continue too.
Right.
And that's when I spotted to my top right what looked like to be shooting stars. I thought they were shooting stars, but then I noticed that the stars weren't moving. And that's when I realized it was a ship. And then the ship got closer and was moving to the left.
Wow. How did you feel energetically about this ship? Did you feel okay about it?
Yeah, I felt good about it. And on top of that, I was happy about it too.
Wow. See, what a difference. So you got good vibes from that ship versus the other one, which was negative. So the one that you got the good vibes from, what happened? Did you I mean, obviously, did you try to, like, they obviously consciously can hear you speaking to them through your consciousness, so they're telepathic, right? So the next question would be, what else happened?
So it continued to, because I was looking out through my, there's a top roof on the car, and I was looking out through that. So it went from the right side of it to the left side. By the time it got to the left side, I realized that the more it was panning towards the left side, it was getting closer and closer. Eventually, I noticed it was really big. It was really big, and I was like, I was a bit like, I was wondering whether or not I should go outside of the car so that I could get in the ship, if that's what was going to happen.
Right.
But when they got close enough, I remember trying to repeat the mantra or the message, which was, I'd like to make healing contact with a peaceful, harmonious, and loving civilization. And if that's you, and I remember saying that, but I felt, for some reason, I hyperventilated a bit. And that's when I got scared for a second, just a second. And the ship started to disappear. But I noticed that but I noticed that my fear, it was me. It wasn't the ship. It was me.
Right. So you understood that you're the one who had the fear, not the ship.
Yeah.
So you how'd you deal with the fear? Were you able to come to peace with it and move on from it, or what'd you do?
Yeah, because the fear only lasted like a millisecond. It lasted. It was so short. It was short, and I remember thinking, "Ah, man, I messed it up," and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna go outside of the car." But when I tried going out of the ship, that's when the ship started to disappear. When I started getting out of the car, the ship started to disappear.
Well, do you look at that as being like the first initial, like meeting of each other, even though they're on the ship, you're on the ground level? It's like it sort of was like, here we are. It's an introduction. We're going to be gentle about this, and now we're going to leave. So they left.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So
Okay.
that was an initial introduction by the space people, whoever they are, to you. You had a good vibe feeling about that spaceship, and all you have to do is be telepathic, because obviously they can read your consciousness of your words in your inner consciousness. And if you say, "I appreciate you, I thank you for visiting me. I know we don't know each other really well, and I know you just came to, excuse me, introduce yourself to me," you can actually bring that spaceship back to you with the people on it. Do you realize that?
Yeah, I do. I do. I
So, question.
that's what I
Go
tried
ahead.
doing when I kept going out, because I go out
Mm-hmm.
every Friday and trying to
Mm-hmm.
make contact. So, but I haven't gone in what seems to be like a month now, because
Mm-hmm.
my intent is to be able to get into a ship and be healed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I haven't been able to in all of my attempts. So it's been about a month now that I just haven't gone.
Mm-hmm.
But the last two times that I went, I I wrote it down.
Mm-hmm.
So there was
When
one
you,
that was I saw one that was over me. It was
yeah.
pretty close, like let's say 100 to 200 feet above me,
Wow.
and it was shining light and it was transparent.
Really?
Yeah, and I remember looking up at the my left corner of the eye,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't startle me. It was almost like introductory, like it didn't want to scare me, just be behind me,
Right.
but it wanted
Right.
to show up and have me be aware. And I remember seeing it, and I was like, and I repeated again, I'd like to continue contact further with you if you're a peaceful, harmonious, and loving civilization. And I'd like to make. I didn't say anything about onboard contact, because I was like, it was the first time I've ever seen this type of ship being
Right.
transparent. So I just let it fly, and I just enjoyed the beauty of it.
Yeah. So are you? I have a feeling. Are you using discernment when you see? Obviously, there's a discernment because you know a negative ET craft versus a positive, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. That's
It feels
good.
different.
It feels different.
Yeah.
So I know you can do this. I'd love to have you with the intent. You have to have the intent. So no hesitation. So when you have like the one that left after you saw it, ask it to come back. Tell the people or the beings on that ship that you feel positive. First of all, say, "Are you Christed beings of light?" And have a conversation telepathically with them first, and facilitate a place where you can meet together. Do you have like an open area where you can go where they can land their ship?
So I live in the crowded. I go out to the what seems to be like the Sequoia Mountains.
Okay.
That's where I go, and
Sequoia Mountains.
I always go to like the secluded area.
Okay.
So
So you know where to go. You know where you're guided to go to make contact, correct?
yeah.
Yeah. So the Sequoia Mountains. I don't know where that is. Where is that located?
Um. Uh, I live in Bakersfield, and I
Oh,
live
in
near the
California.
yeah, and I live near the 58 freeway.
Okay.
So what I do to get to this area of the Sequoia Mountains, because it's not the main road to Sequoia, it's just like one of those secret roads to Sequoia.
Okay.
So I get on this road called Breckenridge. I drive all the way into Breckenridge, and I end up going onto the to a road for the Sequoia. So that's and
Okay.
the whole thing is secluded. Like no one really knows about it. The only people that know are the people that live in that area.
Yeah. Yeah. So is that in the Sierra Mountains?
Yes.
Okay. Good. 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 So this is really good. So you're an amazing guest. So I think the next time you go out there, um, sit down or find your space to sit down and ask that the the space beings that you feel comfortable with, that you know are not bad ones but good ones. Just say, "Okay, I'm a Christed being of light. You came to me before, and then we had an introduction. Your ship left and went back home into space. I'm ready to make contact." And facilitate that telepathically. Practice that. Practice communicating with them like we're talking here. Practice
Yeah.
that, and as you practice it, you'll be able to have contact. I think, again, I don't know when the contact will happen. I can't predict that at all, nor am I a person that does predict anything. But I think you know what you're doing. I just think you need to just have the intent and say, okay, we've been seeing each other. You've seen me. I've seen your spaceship. Let us make contact now. Let's facilitate that contact. So I know you're ready for it. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can really do that.
Let's do it. I'm not saying right now, but
I
let's
know.
do it on a future show. I want you to come back and tell me that you've actually met these space people. What do you think they
Okay.
look like? If you were to take a guess, the ones that are good.
Um, well, I'm a bit of a science enthusiast, and one of my big dreams is being an inventor. So like I really thought about this once, and I realized that they could look just like anything. They could look human. They could look insectoid. They can look amphibious or whatever a water being could look like.
Yeah.
They could be light people, metallic people. They could apparently they can look like they have lion heads. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they could look just about anything,
Yeah.
right?
Well, there's many different. Yeah, there's many different. I think that the positive ones could be, if they're Lyrans, there's space beings that are beautiful. They look like a cat face. They're human, and they're very much spiritually very beautiful people. You know. So I think the opportunity, because you have the ability, and you're not just going out there just doing it to do it. You have discernment. You have an understanding and a foundation, and it's great because not everybody does. They don't know how to do it. They go out there and they want to make contact, but they don't know who they're contacting. You
Yeah.
have the ability to understand that in such a way that when you go out there, I think you will have a beautiful situation. So yeah, let's see you do that, and that'll be your cosmic assignment for the next few weeks.
Awesome. Could I add one more thing?
Yeah, go right ahead. That's absolutely go right ahead and do it.
Recently, I know you said no, nothing paranormal, and it's not.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna just
we don't
mention
get
it.
that. Dead.
I'm
Dead.
I'm gonna just mention the piece because it leads to the extraterrestrial thing. My we listened to a psychic, and she's clairvoyant. And recently we were on the live, me and my mom, and the clairvoyant said that. And when I was a child, I used to talk to a toy named Clifford. But when I talked to the toy, I was talking to a gray alien.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
they could have the Zeta could have manipulated that toy. It's possible.
yeah, and I just don't remember any of that. Yeah, so it's weird.
So,
It's weird. Yeah.
so interestingly enough, this is amazing. Um, you're just an amazing person. I'm getting. I've been doing this a lot lately. Uh, would you be willing to have an Ashtar Command people come over your location right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
To help me
Yeah.
unravel memories.
Yeah, they're going to help you. I don't. They asked me to do this. I only, I'm just here, with the show here. So I work in different types of consciousness. I work in Ashtar Command, cosmic consciousness. I work as talk show host, and even when I'm doing the Ashtar stuff here, I'm still the talk show host of Encounters. So I have a lot of abilities that I've been given. Over several months ago, I've been getting downloads and more downloads and more downloads. So on my show, I'm not just talking with people, interviewing people, but wow, are you all right? What's going on?
Yeah, I had to move to turn off the AC.
Oh, the AC, okay. So they're saying to me, we want to come to your location, and they're going to do some work to help you make contact. So when you go out there, they're going to help facilitate teaching you some things. I'm not sure how they're going to do this, but can you close your eyes?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. And I want you to breathe in and out about 3, 4, or 5 times. Out of your nostril, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out until you feel relaxed. The Astro Command has me working tonight on this show, folks. I got to tell you. And please support this show. If you have not gifted me, please show TikTok gifts. Please do my Venmo account, which is on my profile. There's a link to my Venmo. So anyone who's been blessed with abundance, we all the gifts I can get would be very nice. It helps me with knowing that the work I'm doing here is not for nothing. Really, it does mean a lot to me. Christine, Natalie, thank you. All the gifts, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Tahar, it's the thing I say there. Natalie, thank you. Tahar again. And thank you, Tahar. And Ashley, thank you for the gifts. We appreciate it. Tahar again. And we're going to make more hats come forward. And again, my Venmo account is really an important thing. So I do have a Cash App here on TikTok, Tahar. And please utilize my Venmo account to also send direct gifting of $5 or $10 or $15, whatever you feel you can. If you don't have anything, that's fine too. I completely get it. Let me just do this here. I'm going to put 10 hats and the till here. And we're just taking a little mini promotional break here on the show. All right, we got the confirmation. We got the hat going there. Let me see here. And now we're pinning our goals here. So getting back to Quintana, and are you feeling relaxed now at this point?
Yeah, I feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're now going to bring an Astro Command ship over your location. It's going to be cloaked about 20,000 feet above your location. People watching my show, what I'm actually doing is I have just brought a ship over his location in California. And our Astro ships will not be detected by any military radar, any kind of radar on Earth. No one can detect these ships whatsoever. Okay. What we're going to do now, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. What we're going to do now is send 3 Astro Command people from the ship instantaneously on the ground level. They can go through a doorway. They break down the molecular structure, and they can come right in, and they're coming in right now. I want you to relax. They're going to be coming closer to you. There is, I'm just trying to see here. 2 men and 1 woman with them this time. And as they get closer, they're going to also work with you. They're clearing all the energy. They're going to do some energy work in your house and just clear all the energy. That might be some old energy there. They're going to clear it all out right now in 2 seconds. That's how quick they work. All right, now they're coming closer to you. I want you to keep your eyes closed. You should start feeling a warmth of energy coming through in the room.
My body almost tensed up. I think there is that.
Yeah. So right now they're just gently coming closer. The 2 men are one's going to be touching the right arm, one's the shoulder, one's going to touch the left shoulder, please. And they're not just touching it, they're touching it to also let you know they're there. They're going to start doing some energy work on you. The woman, she's going to touch your forehead, and you should feel that in a moment. All 3 of you, please touch the ones for the shoulders, and the young woman, space person, touch the forehead, please. Just relax. When you feel the touch, so let me know. Just relax. Please let him know you're there to help him, to work with him, if you can right now, all 3 of you. How do you feel now?
I felt warm.
Yeah. They're going to let you know they're there. The woman's going to touch your top of your head area. Please touch his top of the head area of his head. She'll be doing some work with you to open up the ability for you to make clear contact with the space people. Close your eyes and let me know when you feel her touching your head.
I think I feel it.
Yeah. Okay. So she's going to work with your whole consciousness. She's going to also open your consciousness. The 2 gentlemen, the the two spacemen. They're working with your cellular structure, your DNA encodements. They're going to just do some slight adjustments to your alignment in your physical body, and you'll be able to, when you go back out into the mountains, you'll be able to make communications very quickly, very clearly. You'll be able to facilitate that contact. You're doing very good. They're also amping up the vibrational patterns, so even when you're home, you'll be able to telepathically communicate. Once you finally meet them in the mountains, wherever you are, you'll be able to communicate with the space people. You'll eventually be meeting your space family, which is your star family. I don't know when that is, but you will definitely be meeting them soon, at some point. I just want you to know this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel?
Relaxed and warm.
Good, good,
Warm.
good, good, good. Yes. So, for people that don't know much about me, on my outer appearance, I'm just this regular human being like everybody else, right? Go to work during the day, come home, have dinner with my family, relax, do everything everybody else does. But that's not why I'm here, you see. That's not why many of you are here. I came here in physical form. I'm human where I come from. I'm also human here, but I came from off planet, from Mars, which is about 10 to 15 million inhabitants. I also came from the Ashtar Command. I am with the Ashtar Command. And the Ashtar Command is like the galactic United Nations of many planetary worlds of peace. It's the highest levels of planetary systems of peace. And that's where I work, you see. That's why my show is not just a nuts and bolts UFO show. If it was, I'd probably fall asleep in 2 minutes. But that's not what we're here to do. We're here to help everybody hear your stories, bust the matrix, get people to wake up, to understand what's happening, you know. And if you're here as a troll or you're here to think it's a joke, you will be out of the room in 2 seconds on this show. I guarantee it. This host, unlike other TikTok lives, will not let people that are here to be trolls or laugh or think things are funny on my show to be here. So you have to make a decision. If you're here to learn something, fine. If you're here to say, oh, I think this will be funny, you'll be out of here in 2 seconds. Just a cosmic warning from the host. Okay? But our group is pretty good. And Christine Cordova, you'll be our next guest, Christine, after. So stick around with us. Christine will be our next guest. If you're just having a sense of humor and you truly believe in this stuff, you're fine. But we've had trolls in here before, Sean, so that's why we are very sensitive to what people do. And let's see. It's not a long story, though. And Christine, that's fine. It doesn't have to be a long story. But sometimes the short stories are interesting. Right now we're with Quintana, and we're working with him. We have the Ashtar Command with him right now. And how do you feel right now?
Like
you're
present.
You're very relaxed, and I can tell you're much more relaxed. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Papa Smurth. Thank you, Tony. Papa Smurth, we'll have to have you on tomorrow night, Papa Smurth, and maybe we can definitely help you. I mean, not definitely, we can definitely help you. So you know that, Papa Smurth. We'll work with you tomorrow night as one of our first guests. Let's see. I think you're doing really good right now, brother. Your consciousness is going to be wide open. How do you feel in your consciousness? You feel different than you did when you first came on?
I do, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. They are totally going to have you in such a good open communications that your consciousness will be able to communicate with the space people pretty much without a question. So when you go into the mountains, the next time you go, you'll now be able to communicate with them. There won't be any blockage or anything. You're going to be able to communicate with the space people. You can actually be more discerning, and you can communicate with your star family for the first time. So when you're in the mountains, just say, I'm a Christed being of light here on Earth. I've been wanting to communicate with my star family of Christed beings from whatever planet you're from. Please come and visit me. And because you're able now to do this, they will hear your voice through consciousness throughout the universe. Wherever they are in the universe, they will hear you and they will come. They will hear you and they will come. You know. And I want you to say this: the space people are going to stay with you tonight, and they'll be leaving, like I said, by daylight. They will be gone back on the ship.
Okay.
I want you to say, I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am excited to meet my star family.
I am excited to meet my star family.
And I will, in the mountains, meet my star family.
And I will, in the mountains, meet my star family.
There you go, brother. You're all set. You're good. They're going to be with you. They're going to hang out with you. That's my gift to you. And I want you to have a beautiful, beautiful night. I'm glad you're watching the show. And do you have any other questions or anything you want to say?
Well, I've had a lot of starship experiences. Yeah, and that's it. That's because I didn't go over all of them, but it does happen a lot.
Yeah, and we'll get into more of those stories. And now, the next time you come on, you'll be able to tell us about your star family. You see, and that's a beautiful thing. That's
Yeah.
that's the next chapter in your journey.
I'll
You already know that. You already know this, I think now.
Yeah, because the moment the ship popped up, the shooting star ship popped up, I was like, you know what? I'm really gonna make contact, and I can really get healed too. So.
All right, brother. Well, I thank you for being with us, and we'll hear more of your stories in the future. And we're going to also hear when you have your contact with your space family, your star family.
1,000%.
Okay, brother. Quintana, thank you for coming here. I'm glad I brought you up here. Everyone, give him a round of applause for being on the show Encounters. We're going to just gently sit you down off the ship. And this is Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. And that's why. You know why we're #1? Because we are doing something that no other host anywhere on YouTube is ever doing on YouTube. These people with the big studios and talking to the former general and looking real official and thinking they're getting something from the Pentagon. When right here on this show, we're actually bringing spaceships over people's homes with the Ashtar Command helping them. Okay? So yeah. And we'll stay on here till maybe 1:30. I can't believe I'm going to do this. But I want to meet my star family. And many of you will. And there's a lot we can help people with. How many people here are having contact right now? It was a young lady that was, I wanted to bring on, she had a short story. Let's see here. I will find her. Sonia, you're never too late. I'm going to bring the short story on here. Let's see, where is she? Hey, Deborah, thanks for doing that. Where is the person? I'm trying to find out. No contact, lots of suffering. Can Cliff come up tonight? Yeah, I think we can get Cliff up here. Let's see. Let's see here. let's get Papa Smurf up here. We'll try to help him. If I have to go into full Ashtar mode on my show, we'll definitely do it. So let me see here. Constant contact, Nari says. Nari, stay there. We're going to bring Papa Smurf up. I'll get to a few more interviews tonight. Christina Cordova, I see your comment. Christina. Let me get Papa Smurf. Papa Smurf, are you there? We're going to help Papa Smurf really here, and then we're going to bring some more people up. Oh, Kit Kat, no problem. I don't see Papa Smurf. Where is he? Let me go into my... Oh, there he is. I thought you... Let's see. Papa Smurf, we're going to help you, brother. The Ashtar Command's going to help you. I'm going to help you. All right. And let's see if the TikTok thing straightens out and stops spinning around here. Hey, Papa Smurf, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay.
I hear you need a little bit of... Yeah, I think you need a little bit of Ashtar help. What's going
on? Well, for the last 4 days, I've been picking up a lot of negative energy, and I couldn't figure out where, and it came to me today. What I'm getting, and I hope you don't get mad, what I'm getting is some of the ships that's on their way here that aren't here yet are negative energy beings. I know April already.
She's aware of it,
right? April already experienced one that came through. It's not the reptilians and it's not the Zeta. Right. She said she's never seen anything like it before. She don't even know what they are. So one already came through.
Right.
And
but
I'm getting
the
really big. Okay, that's what I wanted to be sure, because I'm starting to feel really negative, and it's getting harder and harder to brush this off.
Well, let me help you out. So I know you're an empath, but I'm going to say something right now because I come from the Ashtar Command, and I have, I don't like to use the word power, that I have power, but I am going to be very much facing myself as when I say this right now. I have the power to stop those negative ships that are coming in. Now, I don't personally have the power. The Ashtar Command has the ability to do this. So I want you to understand something. Now that this is known, and the fact that one of them came in near April's area, the Ashtar ships are all over the place up there. They're probably right now dealing with those negative ETs in that ship, and they're sending them back out into space. So I want you to know something. There's going to be, and there has been attempts by the negative ETs to try to interfere with what's happening with potential contact on the planet. I don't want you to be worried about it. I'm glad you have the consciousness to know what it is, but I can tell you the Ashtar Command has fleets of ships coming to Earth right now, and we will stop any attempt by any negative ET races from trying to interfere with our planet Earth in terms of the contact that's going to happen in the next year and a half. There are going to be attempts, and these people, these beings, are probably being contacted. They're probably working with our government, the secret government. They're probably part of that group. They're going to be stopped. And I know my voice is being heard loud and clear into the universe. They are going to be stopped. And the Ashtar Command is not going to put up with it. They're just not going to. So I don't want you to feel worried or afraid. I don't want anybody to feel that way. But it's good that you have the ability to pick up on things. And I have not talked to April about this, and I didn't know that was happening. But every time the negative ETs try to get on her property, the Ashtar Command will stop them. They have enough ships here now to stop these beings, whoever they are. It doesn't matter who they are; they're going to be stopped. It's not going to be allowed. They had free reign.
Because I even typed down. I even typed in the comments. I said, Ashtar Command, please monitor all incoming ships, because I'm getting a lot of negative feeling here. And I know where it's coming from. It's not from any people. It's this, what I'm feeling. It's not coming from my friend or neighbors or nothing. This is something completely different. It's just a negative energy.
Right, but it's not going to be. So even though you're getting that, Again, understand that everybody individually might be getting different feelings of energy that they're picking up on. You just happen to be an empath. So the thing is, understand the command is well aware of what's going on. You know, they stopped all the stuff in the ocean that was going on with the negative ETs working with our government. That's been stopped. They will stop the negative ETs if they're coming towards Earth. They will be stopped. I want you to know this right now. We will stop them. When I say we, I'm not speaking for myself. I never do. We will stop them. I'm in communications with the ships. When I send ships over to people to help them, those are real ships that are going cloaked over different places. I'm not involved in that part of the command that's dealing with the negative ETs and their ships. That's a whole nother group of the command. I'm not involved in any of that. But yeah, they'll be stopped. I just want you to know they will be stopped. And April is very keenly aware because she goes on the ship. She is very well protected. You know, we're all protected. She's protected. I'm protected. Kit Kat's protected. Chesno's protected. Johnny's protected. We are all protected. You know, and nothing will be allowed to occur that's going to affect contact. So let me explain something to people watching the show. They don't know. Some people don't even know the whole story. What's going on here? Our friend April, Friends with Furries 1111. I met her last year on my show. We became friends. She's like a sister. And then I met Kit Kat, Chesno, and Johnny. Now, none of us knew each other. We're part of a group of 5. Now, if you know, I'm going to give you some background information. We all met through here. And the interesting part of this is the key person, April, who met me, said, I have my space family on the spaceship. Now, that's a biological cosmic family. We all have biological cosmic family members. So the 5 of us finally met, and we were told that each of us were going to be going off planet to do our mission work. This is going to happen. Now, in the next year and a half, at some point, we don't know when because our space family doesn't work in time like we do on Earth. So I want all our viewers to know something who are new, to the show, that myself, your host, is going to be going off the planet on a spaceship at some point. I'll be coming back. We'll be going off and coming back. Okay, let's see here. And what we're going to do is learn things that we need to know to help the planet. Our spaceships are massive. We have spaceships that are coming from the very far reaches of beyond Earth just right now. So what's happening is because we're getting so close to contact, the negative ETs are trying to work with our government to stop it. There are people in our government powers that are trying to stop the initial contact between the space people, the star people, and the people of Earth. They think they're going to stop it. They're going to pull out all the strings. I guarantee it. It's not going to happen. The command's not going to let it happen. We're not going to let this happen. So, Cliff, what I want to do for you is I want you to close your eyes for a minute. I'm going to help you. Okay? We're going to do some work here. I want you to close your eyes because I know you're very sensitive and you're a very caring person, and you do have to have a deep feeling and care and love for people. So I want to send a spaceship over your location. We're going to send an Astro Command ship in the mountains up where you are. Okay? I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath a few times in. Breathe out of your nostrils. We're going to help you, brother. Tell me when you're relaxed, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to send, the ship is about 15,000 feet above your location, cloaked. We're sending 10 Ashtar Command people on the ground level to you. Give me a moment. 5 are going to be outside of your location on the property, and there'll be 5 others that are coming into your physical environment. Keep your eyes closed. In one moment, they should be in the room where you are. You'll start feeling their energy. These are men and women, about 7, 8 feet tall. Just relax. And when you feel the energy, let me know. The 5 on the outside of your house, they're going through the whole area and clearing the perimeters of any energy that is not of the highest good. Yeah, so they're going to clear all the energy up there. They're going to be also going through the woods and all these areas in the area. They're making sure there's nothing there that's attracting anything other than the highest levels of consciousness, so to speak. How do you feel?
A little bit calmer.
Okay, you're going to be really calm when they get done. So I want the other people, the medical people that are in with him, to let him know you're there. 2 of them are going to touch your top of your head, and one's going to touch your neck, and one's going to touch your forehead. Can you please let him know that you're there? Keep your eyes closed, please. I asked the medical team to activate. They'll know what that means. Activate so he knows you're there, please. When you feel something, let me know, Cliff.
I got a slight tingling feeling on top of my head.
Yes. They're touching the top of your head. They're going to work on protecting you. They're going to put an energy around your location. And we're going to keep 5 of the command people with you. And it'll be for quite some time until they need to leave. They're going to be there to help you and protect you. Do you understand?
Yes.
The ones that are with you now,
Yes, I do.
they're going to work. They know you're an empath, but they're going to work on calming your nerves down. You're very sensitive to what's happening on all levels. They're going to work with you now because you are a sensitive person. They're going to work with you now so you don't have to be afraid. They're going to release the fear from you and the anxiety that you have right now, because you do have some anxiety, correct?
Yeah.
I know you do. My parents they watch the show, the Astro Command watches the show. I want the Astro Command, my parents, to be aware of what Cliff is saying, that you are protect April, and we need to go after these other ships that are coming towards Earth. We need to send some ships out there to stop them right now as I speak. I won't even know what's happening. I'm just putting the word out to my family on the ships. Please protect the people of our planet and stop these negative ETs from coming to Earth. Close all openings to them from coming here and stop them. That's all I can say. I can't prove what's going to happen. I don't even know what's going to happen. But I am putting out the word to my family on the ships. My biological family, Robar, okay. Luna, all those people, they hear me. They hear me. And you're going to be protected too. I want you to be at peace. I don't want you to worry about anything. It's all going to be okay. The Astro Command has everything under control here. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for getting us over 100,000 likes here. I appreciate it. Everybody, all your gifts. Dawn, we'll probably bring you up after we work with Cliff here. I'll definitely bring you up, Dawn.
Yeah, I feel a lot calmer.
Okay. So we're going to keep 5 of the 10 on your property. They'll hang out with you inside, outside your house. They're the ones that are working the parameters of your land up in the mountains there. They're just checking to see if there's any beacons that attract other space people that shouldn't be there. They're going to put protections around your location. They're going to put a dome, an invisible dome around your location in the mountains. Nobody will be able to see it. The dome is going to be of a very high vibrational pattern, and it'll protect you from any problems completely. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Cliff. Do you have anything you want to say? And then I'll let you down, and they'll be with you. They're going to stay with you. Like I said, the other ones that are working with you, they'll be leaving sometime tomorrow on Earth time, Friday.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I feel better.
Okay.
I feel better.
I'm glad I brought you up here, brother.
Thank you.
So you're going to be protected
Thank
now.
you.
The other 5 will leave when they feel it's okay for you to be by yourself, but they will stay with you for a while, okay?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're much loved, brother. We'll put you down here. Hold on a minute. Like, this is what I do, folks. I'm not just your normal, everyday human talk show host on UFOs. That's why our show is what it is. Let me see here. Who we have here? We're going to bring Dawn up. I promised to bring Dawn up here.
Good morning, Commander.
Good morning, Dawn. How are you?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
We're doing a lot of work with the Ashtar Command tonight on my show.
Right, that's what I was calling to ask you to do. Is that the last time we spoke and you had me to relax, I didn't really. I was really relaxed, but I didn't really see anybody. Nobody touched my forehead, and I was wondering am I doing something wrong?
Okay, well, we're going to do something right now, and you're going to feel it. So I want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
I want you to take a deep breath about 3 or 4 times in, and then what I want you to do is release through your nostrils as you breathe until you're totally relaxed. And also, I want you to kind of let down any guards you might have right now, because what we're going to be doing is really good. So sometimes we have our guards up, even though we don't think we do, and that prevents things from happening the way one would want them to happen. So we're going to let down all our gods. Nothing to be afraid of. Just let everything, let go of everything. Because I can also know that there was some hesitation, and I can tell that in energy from people. So don't hesitate. Just let yourself relax.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Let me know when you feel relaxed, and we'll begin.
I'm relaxed.
Okay. So we're going to send another ship back to your location, a smaller vessel, and we are going to send 2 people into your location, 1 man and 1 woman. As you are now relaxed, whatever room you're in, it doesn't matter. They're going to come in molecularly through the wall. They can go through the wall, through the door, and then they can break down the molecular structure of a solid object, so to speak. Now, as they come closer to you, there's going to be a shift in energy. You should start feeling something different. They're in the room now with you now, the man and the woman. They're about 7 to 8 feet tall. They're both human. I want you to relax. Keep your eyes closed. And this time, these 2 will make sure that you actually know they're there. The woman, please touch her neck area. Let her know that you're there. Please touch her neck area. Keep your eyes closed. Don't think about it. Just relax. She wasn't able to feel the presence of you the last time you were there. Please let her know you're there. Let go. Let go. No fear. Let go. The other space person, please touch the head area. Please touch the head area. Let go. Let down your guard. Let them just touch your head area. When you feel something, let me know, please.
I do feel something.
Yes, now you do. See, the last time you still had your guard up because you were afraid. Now you're going to realize that there's nothing to be afraid of. They love you. They're here with you. They're here to help you.
So now what am I supposed to do to continue with communication with them?
They will do that with you. They'll stay with you tonight for just the night. They will facilitate. They're working on your consciousness so that you are able to vibrate at a pattern in your consciousness so you can communicate with your star family. Now, that star family could be weeks from now. It could be a month from now. There's no timeline from where they come from, but they are actually working on your consciousness so that when you do attempt to make communications with your star family, you will be able to do that. There's no rush here. It's not like you have to get to the finish line and beat out somebody else who's running on the track. There's nothing like that. You just take your time.
Okay.
It'll happen. But I wanted to do this for you tonight because of what you told me. Now you know that they're there. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Commander.
All right. And they'll work with you. You already know how this is done. And I want you to say this before we go. I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic what?
Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic.
Christed.
I can't understand that.
Okay, I'll say it again. I am a Christed cosmic being of light.
I am a Christic cosmic being of light.
Of light. Now I want you to say it with confidence. I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic Christ of being of light.
We'll do it again. I am a Christed cosmic being of light.
I am a cosmic Christed being of light. Okay, I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
And I will have contact with my star family in the future.
And I will have contact with my star family in the future.
There you go.
Thank you.
That's what I like to hear.
All right. Have a great evening. Good morning.
All right, Dawn. You too. All right.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Thank you.
Let's see here. We're almost at 1:30. We'll stay on to 1:30 on the show here. Christina Cordova. Yes, we want to bring her on. Where's Christina? We will definitely bring Christina Cordova on. Christina Cordova. I promise to bring on Christina. You're going to be our guest next. Where are you? Where's Christina? Christina, are you there? Oh, there you are. Christina, you're my next guest. We're going to bring Christina up right now. And you're watching Encounters, just like people know, just for the promotion of the show. This is Encounters. We're on usually at 11 o'clock at night, nightly. The #1 spiritual UFO talk show that you're finding right here, right now on TikTok. The most talked about show in the UFO subject matter anywhere on social media. Christina, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hey, welcome. And where are you located?
California, the high desert.
Oh, good. The high desert. So tell us a little bit about tell us your story.
I don't remember like the timelines, which one came first, which one came after, but they were both the same ship. I want to say the first time was when me and my spouse were outside just relaxing on steps, and we seen like a triangle, but you could see through it. It was like glass, but it had three lights on each corner. And then we watched it for a little bit, and then we went in because we were like, that's a UFO. Like, there's no way that's not. And so we went to grab binoculars, and when we came back out, it was gone.
Yeah.
And then another time happened with just me. I was laying like in a bed next to a window, and I seen it out the window, and it was just kind of hovering there, just kind of like a hello, I want to say.
Right.
And it was the exact same looking ship. It was triangular, clear, like glass with just the
Like
three
glass.
lights. Yeah.
What did you feel about that, Christine? Like when you saw it, I always find it interesting. Same ship comes back into your vision, visits you again. Did you feel like afraid? Did you feel excited? What were you getting?
I felt calm.
Mm-hmm.
And just like it was just there, maybe to like check up, because it happened twice, like years apart.
Mm-hmm.
And it just felt calm and just like it was just there just to maybe look, check up, and just say hi, and was gone.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what a star family is? Have you heard the word star family?
I've heard it quite a bit. Yeah, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what it is. I
Mm-hmm.
just know like we come from another family, from a different universe or
Yeah,
timing.
you've got it. You've got it. So the fact that this ship, my consciousness is very quick. I listen to every word. So you had the same ship that was like translucent in a way, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was like glass, like you can see through it, but you couldn't see through it.
Right, right. So I have a feeling, and I'm getting this real quick, that that was your star family visiting you,
Mm-hmm.
and they visited you twice, which means that you have the ability to bring them back just by thought. So when you're like wherever this was, if you go by thought and you like meditate and you say, I wish to see that ship again, I bet you that ship would come back and visit you.
Yeah. Yeah. I can
I
easily
yeah.
meditate and see it all over again.
Yeah, see? So here's your cosmic assignment, dear Christine, for encounters. I want you to practice doing that, making contact with them on a visual level and ask them, are they connected to you? Are you connected to them? Are they your star family? Ask very direct questions and listen to the answers and make a note of what your answers are because you
Okay.
have the ability to communicate with them, and that's why they came twice, the same exact spaceship
Yeah.
because there's a connection. Not so much.
That's what
They're
I
not
was
connected.
that's what I was wondering. Like, is there a
Yeah.
connection to that? Like it
Oh,
was just
oh God. There is definitely a connection.
that's good to know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always intrigued me, like, huh.
Yeah. Wow. It's just it's very very important that a lot of people now, when I hear their stories, I can tell automatically. If you tell me you had a really positive feeling for that spaceship, then I know that. And if you have the same spaceship come back more than once, then that tells me that that is probably your star family or galactic space people that you're connected with, and that it's always based on that. If you tell me I've been abducted on a table like numerous times, then obviously it's not your star family. That's totally opposite. But in your case, the visual sightings have been positive, correct?
Right, yeah. Even like
Yeah,
when we think we see them out here, like in the desert, they've always just been positive, like
yeah,
nothing scary about it,
yep.
like a calmness.
That's
Just, yeah.
yeah. So you need to focus on that, and I believe you'll have contact with them on a beautiful level at some point.
Okay.
There you go. Well, I'm glad you came up. This is great.
Thank you.
All right, everyone give Christine a round of applause and just keep me updated on what happens with that because I want to know.
Okay, will do.
All right, Christine, let
All
me
right,
just do
thank
this
you.
here. You're most welcome. We've had a great show now. It's almost 1:30. I think the commander needs to get some sleep. And because the show's so popular, even I, as a human being, need to rest. My friend had the Men in Black follow him for 2 years. Oh, interesting. You know what? I need to do one more interview. Let's see, maybe two. Deborah, we're going to bring Deborah up too. Deborah has been on the show before. If she wants to. Deborah, you can come up if you want to. We also have CJNYC, and he or she says, my friend had the Men in Black follow him for 2 years. Okay, let's see here. Deborah is willing to come up. Okay, we're going to bring Deborah up. And the person with the Men in Black, we might have to hold off on that story till tomorrow night. So let's do this here. Hey, Deborah, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right. I haven't really been getting much sleep lately. It's the strangest thing because I didn't really try to like read too much into it, but because like the protection thing, I've always felt protected, but I I didn't really fall asleep. It was like one of those like when you're on the edge of falling asleep and then you get paralyzed, but it was like I can open my eyes or what, I don't even know if I'm opening my eyes. It's weird. I can see all around me. But something was like doing something to the middle of like my spine and it hurt like crazy. And the more I just kind of was like, well, let me just try to relax and maybe I can get out of this. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. And it was like something was pulling something out of my spine, or I can't explain it. It was, and it hurt so bad the more I tried to relax, and I'm like, this isn't normal. And then a few nights later, which was like 4 nights ago, there was a guy on earlier, Daniel Starr. I actually, it was strange that he said he had astral projected, and I don't know how long ago it was for him, but he was in my astral projection. I seen him and I was like, oh my gosh, like that guy is the guy that was in my astral projection. And the whole setting was weird. It was like a lot of people there at this lady's house that we had to go to. I don't know, it was a whole weird thing. And I tried, I was like, this isn't right. And so I was like, I gotta get out of this. And I tried to like wake myself up, but apparently I wasn't really asleep because I woke myself up and it was weird. I woke myself up 3 different times in the same exact projection. And every time I was like, wait a minute, I'm not awake, but it become a new stage of the projection. And the last one, there was 3 different times, and the last one I was like, I felt like I was in my house, but it wasn't my house, but it felt like, and I remembered walking down the hallway and looking over to, there was a bathroom and the door was open. And I'm like, this don't look right. That's not my bathroom. And then I'm like, I realized like I'm still asleep or whatever's going on. I'm still not out of it. And so when it came to a point, I was just like, the only thing I could think to do was like, Jesus help me. And I was like, Ashtar, get me out of here. Like, that's the only 2 things that came in my mind. And I actually came back. And when I came up out of my bed, like I woke up, I sat up, but I was not asleep. Like, you know how whenever you wake up from a dream, like when you wake up at all, you feel like kind of not drowsy, but your eyes are heavy and you feel like you woke up. It was almost like I never went to sleep.
Wow, that's really wild.
Yeah, so I don't know what's been going on. It's been a lot of strange stuff happening, and I'm just like, I don't know what is going on, and it's kind of starting to.
When did it start happening?
The first one where I was paralyzed, but I was able to look around and stuff. That one happened like a week or 2 ago, and then this astral projection happened 3 or 4 days ago.
And when you astral projected, you felt yourself, you left your body, you went somewhere else, correct?
Well, the strange thing is I have purposely astral projected one time, on purpose, and all the other times it was like, I astral projected, but you know how you don't realize it, but it's so real, but this one wasn't like, I wasn't meditating. I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to bed tonight because I was so tired, and then this all of a sudden happened to the point where when I sat up in my bed, I had to touch the wall, feel around me, pinch myself. I'm like, checking all the marks,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, maybe we need to bring some Ashtar people in to help you. Can we do that tomorrow night, possibly? Because we're fading a little bit here.
It's getting late.
You know what I mean? So I want to thank you. We're going to help you, Deborah, tomorrow night. Deborah's been on our show before, and we'll do some massive helping there. And I want to thank Deborah for being on and telling a little bit about what's going on. But the commander, when I'm freshly on tomorrow night, I will definitely help you do that. The person in who talked about the Men in Black will have you on tomorrow night's show. So we start at 11 o'clock, and we're just glad to have everybody here. Please show your support of the show. Please go to my Cash App on my main page. I have a Venmo Cash App link. I really do want to get some people using my Venmo account to give me donations of $5 or $10. That would be great. If you want to do the TikTok thing, I appreciate all the gifts tonight. Please show your support before we go. And Deborah, we're going to let you down, and we're going to help you out tomorrow night.
Okay, can I answer one of the questions on here from Sandra?
Absolutely.
Because she's saying, how did it feel later? When I came out of it, I was fine, like nothing had ever happened, but the way that it felt when it was happening, it was like an injection needle, like how they give you an epidural in your back.
Right.
That's what it felt like, and that's why I was wondering, am I abducted right now? What's going on?
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll definitely, when I have my my consciousness like it was earlier tonight, I'll be able to go full swing in there, and we'll definitely fix it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Commander. I still don't know how to get off of this thing.
I can help you. I'll let you off the ship here. Let me just do this. We'll
Thank
beam
you.
you down to planet Earth. Let me do this here. I want to thank everybody. Please follow each other. I always believe in everyone following each other. Please like. We appreciate all the likes, all the follows. Definitely follow me on the show if you want to keep abreast of what's happening. We appreciate that. And again, being on TikTok, you are allowed to, ask people to help support what you do. And that's what I love about TikTok. And I think I'm worthy of that support. So I appreciate everybody. Trash, thank you. Deborah, thanks for coming on here tonight. We're going to have you on tomorrow night and help you out. So please show some love here on Encounters. Show some gifting. Those who are already gifted, thank you. Any gift would be great. We certainly would appreciate it. And also our Venmo app, which I'll mention more and more. Spirit Tahar. We use that word Tahar every time we get a hat. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We appreciate it. And we have 5 more hats left. If I get through the last 5, then I'm going to call it a night. So I need 5 more people to take 5 hats off the shelf with a mustache. And if you're that person, please do so. We'll see what happens here. We're going to let gifting battles begin. So towards the end of our show, which is Tahar, Trisha, Tahar. Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm a little bit tired. I've been helping a lot. Tahar. Yeah. It's been a long night. Tahar. Tahar. I love this. River Blue, thank you, River Blue. It takes a lot of work, people, to do what I do. Thank Daddy Rich, thank you. Thank you, Juliet. Thank you, everybody. We reached our goal. Ashley, thank you. Really, thank you. Mouse, hello. I want to say I send my love out to all of you around the world. We'll be on tomorrow night at 11. Penny, Jocelyn, good evening, good morning. We're going to sign out of here now. And we will do more interviews tomorrow night. Alina's have been in contact with humans since history started. Alina's. And definitely see you all tomorrow night. So as I'm fading a little bit here, Red Body, good to see you. And if you've had contacts with space people, save those stories for tomorrow night. Okay? We'll definitely want to hear them. Everybody take care. Be well, treat each other well, love each other, love the planet. This is CmdrAleon. This is Encounters. This has been a show that's out of this world. Take care, everybody.